Hey there, welcome to another episode of Unshaven Modcast. I'm Fugget.
Action.
Spikes.
Spikes, we have a special guest tonight. Spikes from Rockabilly Blood Productions, local Cincinnati horror production company.
No Uber tonight.
No Uber. Uber's gone. Fuck Uber. He's a bitch.
Yeah, again.
We are weekly on Wednesdays at 9:30 Eastern Central, only at unshavenmodcast.com and live on our Facebook page at Unshaven Modcast. If you can't stay awake for the whole show, search us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Music. All episodes are uploaded the day after they air. We are a show about nothing and everything. Our new sponsor this month, for the month of April, is a new company, a startup called Slaughterhouse Rags. They are purveyors of all things horror, t-shirts, jewelry, dolls, and other creepy novelties. Check out their website at shrags.com. That is shrags.com. But be sure to catch them this summer at Days of the Dead and Horror Hound in Indianapolis. Yeah.
Good deal.
Good deal. New sponsor. It's going to be awesome.
It's probably the best sponsor we've ever had.
Probably. Something to do with the kick-ass people that own it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so Uber's taking a test tonight.
Yeah, coding.
That's why he couldn't be here. Because he's a bitch.
Because he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Spikes in here tonight. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you guys doing, man?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, man.
Another show, another week.
First show, first week.
First show, first week. Congratulations and welcome.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, good times.
So what was everybody doing this week? What happened? What went on?
Dude, I didn't really do anything. Honestly, it seems like I never do anything. But this week I don't think I did anything.
I don't think I did anything either.
I worked. Honestly. I mean, we had that meeting Sunday night, but
yeah,
I had a couple doctor's appointments. Other than that, I live a boring life.
It's nice. It's awesome. It's about how my life is. Work.
Yeah, I'll take boring. Boring sounds nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's my life. Kids, work, podcast, beard club.
I had 25 projects I've started, and instead of finishing one, I just keep starting more.
But yeah, that's what it seems like with me.
Yeah.
We got Slaughterhouse going. I'm supposed to be starting Dead Star back up with Uber. I got the beard club. Supposed to be starting beard jelly thing with you.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with being an overachiever.
Hey, we actually sold some of that beard jelly.
We did
shit.
sell some beard jelly.
That was pretty good.
I have to ask, what's beard jelly?
We make beard oils and beard balm, but we call it beard jelly. Just make it different. You know.
You don't have
We're
beard
fucking
peanut
on the edge,
butter?
man.
No beard peanut butter.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I guess the beard jelly is more like peanut butter, though. It's pretty fucking thick.
If you can make some beard peanut butter, I'll probably grow this beard out a little bit longer.
Right.
I love peanut butter.
Snack on it later.
So what's up with you, man? What have you been doing this week?
I haven't done a whole lot. All I do is sit and edit. That's my entire life right now.
Nice.
All the interviews for Horror Hound have to get edited, and that's all I have time to do.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures of all those interviews, so looked pretty awesome.
It was. There's actually some amazing interviews getting ready to come out. They'll be dropping here and there within the next few weeks. They'll start probably 1 or 2 a week and string on almost all the way up until September's Horror Hound. So there's a lot of interviews.
Nice.
Did you guys interview Lloyd Kaufman?
Yes.
Oh, I fucking hate you, dude.
Oh,
It's my fucking hero, man. It's my hero.
Well, that interview will be dropping in the next 2 days.
Really?
I'll make sure you know when it comes out because if you love Lloyd Kaufman, I'm sure you know how unpredictable Lloyd Kaufman is.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
This interview, from start to finish, the entire thing is just off the rails. You can't ask him a question. He changes everything. The man is hilarious.
Oh, dude, totally. I met him at Horror Hound, and I was literally as giddy as a schoolgirl. It was I fangirled out on him.
Well, the best part is in the background in the interview, Toxie's actually back there.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and Nadia White's with him.
Yeah,
so
right, yeah. That's awesome.
You can't go wrong with Nadia White sitting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't make it this year. I was kind of sad about that.
I was kind of sad not to see you there this year.
We talk a lot about it on the show. My oldest daughter's in show cards. So, her competitions are every freaking week, and her last competition was during a show or Horror Hound weekend.
So what you're saying is you had to be a good father as opposed
Right,
to being a drunken
right.
idiot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm not sure you made the right choice, but I'm going to lean towards family on this one myself.
Man, I'll tell you what, though, the Horror Hound I was at that I met you, Drunken idiot was the fucking key word right there.
That was a good show though. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed meeting you and the non-drunk Phil. Yeah, Phil that weekend. Phil's a great dude.
Yeah, he's another non-drinker. But I got lost in the parking lot that year.
Really?
Yeah, like Phil was trying to get me out of there, and it was like the Coffin Cats were done playing, the show was over, we're trying to leave. Some girls kept trying to feed us whipped cream and vodka, which I happily obliged. I think that kind of set me over the edge. And then next thing I know, Phil couldn't find me. I heard all this the next day. Phil couldn't find me. Turns out he eventually leaves the hotel, and he goes out, and he's looking all around. I'm not at the car. He's walking all around the parking lot next to the hotel. I'm like in fetal position between two random cars, lost. Like, and I couldn't find my way.
So you just went defenseless?
Well, within this time, I had called my wife, talking about all my friends left me, and I don't know where I'm at. And according to my wife, I told her I was somewhere at Northgate Mall.
Northgate Mall.
Yeah, like somebody dropped me off at Northgate Mall. Like, it was everything I heard the next day, and I was like, wow.
You were only 15 miles away from there. I mean, if she had started there, she'd have got to you eventually.
Yeah, you're kind of close.
Yeah, I mean, it's Northgate Mall, Sharonville, it's all so similar.
Yeah, it's all relative.
What's ironic is that year when I met you, I said, he's going to be drunk and almost passed out in the fetal position between two cars tonight.
Yeah, I wish you would have said that.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you in time.
Would have been amazing if you said that.
Yeah, we had fun, though. That's what matters.
Nah, that was a good time.
And we're glad you made it back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was the girls with the vodka whipped cream.
And I hope your wife didn't spend too much time cruising the parking lot of Northgate Mall.
Nah, she loves me. She never even left.
Is that she loves you or she knows you and she knew that you weren't near
That's what I meant
parking
by she
lot
loves
you said?
me.
Okay, I got you.
She loves me and knew I was fucked up and probably not in Northgate Mall.
Okay. Smart woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She knows my shitty habits. Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't do anything this week. You edited it all week. A couple of things that came out this week. It was kind of hard to find cool things that happened this week because it was all related to wrestling and baseball. And
oh, God, dude. It was
not insane. A fan of either.
What?
Not a fan.
I gotta, you guys, just...
I will get Reds update scores on my phone and just kind of like halfway follow along, but I will not watch baseball. I won't even go to the games.
But wrestling, I took you as a fan for wrestling. I would have thought for sure you'd.
I thought you got offended by the baseball comment.
No, I mean, I love
the wrestling.
I love baseball, but the wrestling thing was amazing this week.
Oh man, got the wrong guess for that one.
Yeah, I was pretty. I'm like a closet wrestling fan.
The weird thing is, I didn't even watch it as a kid. Did not even watch it as a child.
I can't come out and say
even when
that
Hulkamania was huge, didn't even watch it.
Yeah. Oh, really? See, that's what got me into it was back then, and then like the attitude. Well, my dad, the one I never saw when I was little.
Yeah.
From what I remember of him, he looked like Hulk Hogan. So I would watch Hulk Hogan and be like, "Oh, it's kind of a sad story." But I'd be like, "Oh, that's my dad, man. You know, like there's my dad."
Yeah.
Looking, little kid tear come down. But seriously, that's what got me into wrestling. I had Hulk Hogan fucking blanket and pillows because I was like my dad, man.
Well, it's funny. I remember having shit
because I didn't see him because he ran away from us.
Oh yeah,
I was just laying that out there for you.
When I add him into the piece of shit.
Just playing that violin chord a little longer.
Why am I laughing at that? Now I feel guilty as hell.
But they didn't go.
If there's one thing you learn from action, for every happy story, he'll back it up with the saddest shit on earth.
Yeah.
But it's okay to laugh at the saddest shit stories.
Oh, yeah, you can laugh at anything, dude.
Okay, cool.
You're talking to a guy who watches suicides on YouTube on a daily basis.
Before I go to bed at night.
You might have one up on me when it comes to horror, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of people.
He watches the real shit.
Yeah,
a lot of people like Pornhub. I like bloodydisgusting.com and shit.
One of these days, there's gonna be a horror movie came out based on a true story. You'd be like, hey, I watched that happen.
Yeah, right.
Watch that YouTube video.
Watch this. I have it saved as a favorite on my phone.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, sorry, man, not a wrestling fan.
But I like wrestling. Undertaker lost his last match. That was shit.
Yeah, but the way he went out on his Shield, putting a new guy over.
Yeah.
I mean, not to turn this to a wrestling conversation.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He is the man.
I'm on Facebook. I saw what happened. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, depending on how you're on Facebook, because I'm watching wrestling and The Walking Dead at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did. I watched The Walking Dead, and then I went back and watched WrestleMania.
You weren't one of the people that was posting the updates as they were happening about The Walking Dead, were you? Get a notification on my phone and look down like, what? Sasha's dead?
I saw you.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
well, there you go. Are you one of those guys that ruined the end of The Walking Dead?
I just did. Yeah. That just happened.
I was in a Facebook Live video where someone was recording WrestleMania on there, and I did say Sasha died on Walking Dead.
Oh my god!
I was the dick.
Oh.
I didn't say how though, which was pretty fucking awesome.
I won't hold it against you. There was a guy Sunday I deleted off Facebook because literally every 2 minutes, it was a post about the outcome of WrestleMania, and I was watching it like 20 minutes behind.
Yeah.
And then when he wasn't posting about that, simultaneously, he was posting about The Walking Dead.
Right, well, you have 2 TVs set up.
I'm guessing he's got like 6 because this dude apparently had no life. I'm not sure what to make of it. All I know is I kind of hate him now. And I don't hate anybody. But don't tell me what's going to happen when I'm going to watch it in an hour.
Getting back to wrestling, the Hardy Boys came back, dude.
That was the biggest pop I've heard in wrestling in years.
That was awesome.
Like, I really, like... Even growing up, I had toys, and maybe because I got them as presents, I remember having the little rubber guys. I remember having Junkyard Dog.
Are you talking about the thumb wrestler ones?
You stuck your thumb up their ass, and then you
Those were made by LJN. They were called the Prostate Inspection Line. Yeah. They were really important to the wrestling. I mean, you don't know how many guys saved themselves from cancer.
I remember having some Hulkamania workout kit that I never used.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome if you.
Well, I never used it, and then. One day my brother decided to use it when I was at school, and he's younger than me, and he's not even in school yet, obviously, he's really young. But he ended up getting a hernia from lifting the Hulkamania weights because he was like 4 years old.
That's awesome.
That's as sad as the story about his father, yet just as funny.
That's my wrestling memories.
Yeah.
My brother getting a hernia off my Hulkamania set.
You know, I don't blame you for not watching at this point. I'm going to be honest. It's a guilty pleasure for me anyways. I'm not supposed to admit openly. Luckily, are we recording this?
No.
I mean, it's live on Facebook.
It's just us 3. The microphones are just for show.
Okay, good. Then I don't have to worry about anybody knowing that I'm a secret closet huge wrestling fan.
Right.
Okay, that works for me.
Thanks, cool.
It's just the one guy at work that knows about it. And we'll keep it that way.
Now, I did, like, growing up, one of my best friends lived, breathed, and died wrestling. He loved it. And so during the 90s, I knew what was going on. I knew who was who. I knew who the big guys were, who the bad guys were, and I would never watch any of it with him. I didn't care for it, but I would watch the Royal Rumbles. I found those to be so fucking entertaining. Like, I knew it was fake. I knew it was all garbage, but I was like, but for some reason, the Royal Rumbles, I loved watching those. So anytime they came on, he'd, get a pay-per-view and have everybody come over, and those are the only thing I ever watched of wrestling growing up.
That's, the Royal Rumbles were amazing. My high school yearbook, where it listed me going after high school, was Iron Mike Sharp School of Professional Wrestling.
Oh, really?
That's what I was supposed to do with my life.
Nice.
And now somehow I make horror movies.
Right.
I don't know what went wrong, but I guess I'm happy with the outcome. Maybe one day I'll get to make one of the WWE films. I'm going to try to make something a little better than the shit they put out, but
yeah, I haven't seen one that I've liked.
No, they're all bad.
Horrible. They're all horrible.
You won't be able to get Kane. He's going to be a governor or a mayor or something like that.
Hey, he's going to follow in the steps of Jesse Ventura. Except more sane.
Yeah. Less conspiracy theorists.
Exactly. I love Jesse
Ventura.
This
is Ventura over here. This is our Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, dude, I love him.
He's conspiracy theory.
I think he's an amazing individual. He's a little bit out there.
Yeah.
A little bit, but I don't think if he was at the helm of our country, I'm pretty sure nobody would fuck with us.
Yeah, right.
We've got a Navy SEAL psychopath. I mean, it's all good from there.
Yeah, Action's our local conspiracy theorist. He keeps us up to date with what's going on in the world.
So what's going on in the world?
Dude, so much shit's going on right now, dude. Fucking Syria. Fucking gassing each other again and shit. North Korea's launching fucking missiles into the ocean trying to provoke us. Fucking meeting with China. They're staying down at one of Trump's mansions. Tell me how that's
the whole country? Because there's more of them than there is us, but they fit in Trump's mansion.
Hey,
that guy has too much money.
I wouldn't put it past him, dude.
No, I've seen the staircase that he did the... well, if you're a conspiracy theorist, I'm sure you've seen the staircase. Not only did he, come down and proclaim that he was running for president, but he did the exact same thing. Well, actually, he did.
The Simpsons.
Yeah. That was insane.
A lot of shit matched up with that.
That is really crazy. Who
So
knew
now
those guys at The Simpsons were actually fortune tellers?
If Trump and Hillary could like pull their faces off and they're really aliens, then it's exactly spot on Simpsons.
You know, I'm not positive about Trump, to be honest.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's an alien under that skin on Hillary, because that is the most unfuckable thing I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking reptilian elite. Well, don't get me started.
There you go, the reptilians. Don't get me started on the reptilians. Anyways, this week, Riot Fest on Saturday. See their set list they released?
Yeah, the April Fool's set list.
I love it. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
April Fool's set list. It looks just like their every set list every year. Same, the way it looks. Big concert in Chicago is what Riot Fest is. I'll name some of the bands. You'll know right away. Headliners are Wild Stallions, Crucial Taunt, Rex Manning and the Wonders. Going on, you have Steel Dragon, Stillwater, Zack Attack, Marvin Berry and the Starlanders. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
This is an entire list of movie bands.
I'm not going to lie, but there's at least 3 bands I've heard mentioned there that I would pay to go see right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, if you could bring back... I'd go see Rex Manning.
Yeah.
Huge Empire Records fan.
Yeah.
Loved him in Grease, too. I would go see Rex Manning tomorrow.
Fucking Mouse Rats on there from Parks and Recreation.
Oh, yeah.
And who can forget Steel Dragon?
Yeah,
And
right.
Dr. Funk's 100% Natural Feel
Well-
Good Time Family Band Solution from Arrested Development.
And the
They're
one
gonna be there.
the one that I saw on there that would actually go on Riot Fest and might be on Riot Fest, they might leave it on there, is Guar.
Well, Gwar and W. Andrew K is listed
Yeah.
on this thing, which I find weird. They're
Yeah.
not. Because actually, I have a list.
But
of
they might actually put bands in there that were actually going to be on it too.
Yeah.
Does Gore
maybe.
have a frontman right now? I knew they had the
I know-
chick for a little while, but I
yeah.
thought she left or they got
Oh,
rid
did
of
she
her.
leave?
That's
know
what I
that.
heard. I'm not
Yeah.
positive. Maybe somebody on Facebook will know that and can
Yeah.
help us out.
I don't know. But the day after they posted it, the joke was over. They posted a list of every band from every movie they came from. And I'm looking like
Oh, I didn't see
maybe
that one.
Gwar was in a movie.
They were in Empire Records.
Yeah, they were in Empire Records. Yeah. No.
Not just
Gwar's
horror.
not even listed on here. No clue. That's pretty awesome, though. I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Yeah, believe me, when they did the interview with Ethan Embry at Horror Hound, it was really hard not to scream out, "Mark, come join the band!"
Yeah.
Mark sucks! I love it. I just made my daughter watch that movie not too long ago.
It's
I
such
love
a
that
good movie.
Love it. Yeah, but there's nothing else to watch or talk about this week. There was nothing else that happened other than baseball and wrestling was all I saw.
Dude, I mean, I don't really follow the news.
I didn't until I started this podcast.
Because it's all made up bullshit. The government's trying to pull wool over our eyes.
Is this where the conspiracy theorist part, is that where that comes in?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, I found nothing. There was nothing exciting that happened this week at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that giraffe, that's still pregnant, isn't it?
The draft?
Yeah, the giraffe has not had the baby yet. I did
That's
see that this
insane.
morning, and that was the first I'd heard of it, so...
Oh, that was another cool ass thing Riot Fest did today. I shared it today. They went live today with
I saw
the draft,
yeah.
but it was just like Easter grass with a plastic giraffe sitting in the middle, and it was like April ready to give birth any day now. And it just went live on this toy giraffe for like an hour.
What?
Yeah. The fucking... is that hippo still alive?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the hippo.
You know what I'm talking about?
It
I just feel like
got
if a
real.
hippo could talk, he'd be retarded.
Oh, okay. See, they're the most deadliest animal in Africa.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's still alive. It's actually teething right now.
Okay.
I know that because my wife's obsessed with the
Yeah, I
fucking
can't
hippo.
stand it, dude.
Does that mean your wife was she upset over the Harambe incident?
That's
Everyone
nice
was
as a
upset
sham.
over Harambe.
He's still upset.
Yeah, but I mean, it was upsetting. But honestly, some of the best memes that have ever come
Oh,
in
yeah,
the history
dude.
of memes are from Harambe.
Yeah, man.
I think that has to be I think Harambe just definitely had to be one of the longest trending topics I had ever seen in my time.
Yeah.
It still pops up. There was at WrestleMania. There was a Harambe sign in the crowd.
Oh, was there?
Yes,
Nice.
it was like a Harambe's still alive, and then
Yeah.
it said something else. But they
In our
flashed past it
hearts.
so quick. I was like, I want to know what it said about Harambe.
Yeah, it's dude. It's
It
I
baffled
love
me
Harambe.
how long it lasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
it
this
good.
whole Harambe meme started. I was like, like Pokemon Go, give it a month, it'll die off. It'll go away.
Thank God Pokemon Go did.
I
I
just
almost
started-
ran over one more 40-year-old person who was running blindly into the middle of a roadway.
Yeah. Chasing a fucking Squirtle or something.
What the fuck? And
Well, I started playing it. I mean, I played it even knowing it was gonna die eventually, and like, the game's still going strong. Like, it really is. They're like, but I don't play it anymore.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even look at someone's phone that had that app on there.
Me and him, fucking, we'd go to Jungle Gyms at midnight
Yeah.
and fucking play out. They would have food trucks there, like all kinds of shit.
People
Like,
bring like pizza, McDonald's, and shit for everybody. Like it was
partying Jungle Gyms party.
Yeah, we would drink there.
3 gyms, like 5 Pokestops, and there were just 100 kids, all from midnight till morning,
Just
playing
drinking
Pokemon.
beer, fucking eating, playing Pokemon.
Wait, there was
Awesome.
kids drinking beer, playing Pokemon?
Yeah, oh, everybody was drinking beer.
Everybody was-
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
They had lightweight security,
Yeah.
but Jungle Gyms promoted the hell out of it. They
they wanted, they let
extorted
it.
it. They
wanted to
loved
do
it.
Well, honestly, I mean, it's a good business plan for them.
Yeah, they started like holding Pokemon
Fucking
competitions
t-shirts.
and contests.
But like Jungle Gyms, honestly, they don't need another business plan. Anybody who walks in Jungle Gyms never walks out.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that place is as bad as IKEA. There's like
you don't walk in
time
planning,
warp in the back.
Yeah, you don't walk in planning to spend like just a couple dollars.
Yeah.
No, Jungle
Yeah.
Gyms is a $300 stop, and that's if you're broke that week.
I got,
Yeah, seriously.
I got drunker than hell at Jungle Gyms.
The bar and the
Blackout
Eastgate one.
drunk. Yeah. And pissing in the aisle, the cereal aisle. It was bad.
Oh
dude.
wow!
Yeah, like it was. We were drunk.
Wow!
Drunk.
Next time you're there,
Yeah.
if there happens to be a bartender working behind that bar
Yeah.
named Jordan, tell her I said hi.
Oh, okay.
And Jordan's a really cool girl, but she
Yeah.
will help you get drunk.
Yeah, there was this, the person that was working there was some college girl, and like, cause it doesn't really cost a lot to get the beers there, so like we were tipping her really good, and she just never cut us off, and we had drunker than hell, 3 of us, and just wandered around Jungle Gyms drunk. I spent $350 on like steaks and shit that I didn't need. Like, that's probably why they didn't kick us out. They saw the shit I was putting in my cart.
I gotta be honest. I hope my girlfriend's not listening right now because she's from Cleveland, and when she came up and I took her to Jungle Gyms for the first time,
Yeah.
she was kind of in shock that on like a date night I would take her to Jungle Gyms until she walked in and fell in love with the place,
Yeah,
and
dude.
then she found the bar where you can do the wine tastings and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So if she knows that you can actually just stay there and get drunk,
Oh yeah, dude.
I could be
I've
in
been-
trouble.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually talking about it on another podcast because I think Dixon even said they were like every drink they ordered they were leaving $5, and that's probably why they never stopped them either. But no, I haven't been there since they redid the whole there's a bar there now. But last time I was there, I think they were in the middle of redoing it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I haven't been there since.
Dude, I just remember we were getting drunk and fucking belligerent, and there were like old people there sipping wine and shit. And they'd run off real quick, and it got to the point where like we just get the beers and then walk around the store, go back and get more beer. It was fun, dude.
Yeah.
I might have to take up drinking just so I can experience what it's like to be
Yeah.
drunk and peeing in an aisle at Jungle Gyms.
Right. Well, I quit, so I can't do that anymore. But
Hey, congratulations.
yeah, thanks, man.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but
Oh, no, it was,
congratulations to those who can quit.
Yeah, yeah. It was,
I'm not saying anything to you who's drinking the beer as we're talking about
Right.
this. I mean,
No, that's okay. Just wanted to point out that, according to Jacob, I am a faggot.
all right.
Supposed to?
Oh yeah, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing my haters out
Wait, did he misspell fugget? Is
No.
that maybe what it
there.
was?
No, it's a hater.
Oh.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters will hate. But thanks, Jacob, for checking in.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks
And,
for watching
and
my
for not
faggotry.
calling me or Action a faggot. We appreciate that.
Yeah, so we have this list. I don't know, we didn't prepare you for it. I'm sure you can name it off the top of your head. We're going to do top 5 favorite horror movies. We do a top 5 every week.
Oh, God, I can't name it off the top of my head because there's subgenres, genres, B-movies.
I actually had a hard time with this also. I sat down and I don't know if I can narrow it down to fucking 5. What my initial thought was oh, I know 2 or 3 right off the bat. Where am I going to get the rest of them? And then I started I'm looking around just all the movies I've watched. I'm like, I have to narrow this down to 5? That's a lot of fucking, there's a lot of good fucking horror movies in the world. So I managed to narrow it down.
I kind of went a different way. I went to the top 5 horror movies that, when I was a kid, I can remember them actually scaring me. So that's how I based my list off of.
Oh, I'm interested to hear this list.
Yeah.
My number 1, which I'm going to go from 5 to 1 on this one, but my number 1 is the only movie that scared the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
And it's not even as a kid, it's as an adult, but I've always been on this quest to look for a movie that scares shit out of me, but they just don't. But I think this movie that I watched, it was right time, right place, right setting, right everything, and it just kind of like freaked me out.
Can I guess at it?
You can. We'll let action go first, though.
Okay.
One of the movies that scared shit out of you as a kid.
Yeah,
So
so
I can understand you a little bit more.
Night of the Living Dead, the original, not the remake.
And now the remakes don't count as movies.
Yeah, right. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I love that movie.
Scared the living hell out of me when I was a little kid, dude.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I loved it.
I mean, I watched it as an adult. It didn't scare me, but I loved it.
Candyman.
Great movie.
Yeah. And then Return of the Living Dead. That creeped the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And then I actually had two that like kind of tied each other.
Mm-hmm.
The Gate.
Oh.
And this other movie, I don't even know if it was a horror movie. I think it was a drama. Seriously.
Wait, was it The Notebook? 'Cause that's
no,
a romantic comedy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't The Notebook.
It scared the shit out
It's
of
when
me.
Harry Met Sally.
It terrified me. It's that and Brokeback Mountain, scariest movies I've ever seen. But good.
It was called Rat Boy. And it was a story about this kid. He looked like a rat. He acted like a rat. And this girl found him, and she was trying to rehabilitate him to make him a human, even though he still looked, he looked like a rat. He had a rat face.
I halfway think I've seen it.
I remember that now that you're describing the plot.
Because he would get mad and do like a little rat roar, and it scared the hell out of me. I used to have nightmares about it.
I think I have seen that. That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it was like
it was an early 80s movie, right?
1984 or 5, 84 or 85. Yeah.
Wow.
I have not, until you said the plot.
Yeah.
I know you said the title, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then you started
As soon as
describing
you talked about him getting upset and doing that squelch, I guess you could say. I don't know exactly what that was. I remember that.
Just like like shit like that used to scare me when I was little, like weird moving body parts and fucking Zelda from Pet Sematary or whatever when she was in bed and twisted her head was all fucking weird.
That's a good movie.
That shit used to get me.
Huh. I don't know what The Gate is. I think it's the only one I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's
That's the one with the backyard portal, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much the gates that open up in this kid's house.
All right.
And
Nice.
yeah, big ass fucking demon through the center of his house, and he kills it by shooting a fucking model rocket at it.
Nice.
Badass. It's back when movies were movies.
You mean it's back before all movies were remakes?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
If they could remake that, I'd like to see them try. It was good.
Remakes and reboots.
Somebody changes the color on that movie and we'll put a new title on it.
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
All right.
All right. I had a hard time with this because there's actually some that maybe when I'm done I'll give you my runner-ups, but Drag Me to Hell is number 5.
That's a good movie.
I love that movie. I love the fucking campy horror, dude. I love the fucking just cheesy, stupid fucking horror. And which I liked about that is the whole movie didn't really. It just seemed like a normal horror movie until towards the end, and then it was really got out of hand. I was like, this is fucking awesome. The Witch, the new one.
The newer one from 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think 2012. I think it was. Yeah, the one that says it's got the 2 V's.
Yeah.
The Witch. Fucking amazing, because that movie was, my wife had to leave the room. It was so fucking just grotesque and just fucking nasty and horrid. It was awesome. I loved it.
Don't they
I liked it.
kill babies in that movie?
They kill babies?
Yeah.
I mean, a baby dies.
Oh, okay. See, you don't get a lot of... I remember, back in the 80s and shit, you get a lot of, killing babies.
Especially if it was a trauma film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, ripping right out of their stomach. What was that? Toxic Avenger?
Toxic Avenger, they did that in Trauma's War.
Yeah.
Did you not like The Witch, or did you not see The Witch?
It wouldn't make my top list.
I was wondering, because I don't know, I liked it.
But you don't see that a lot anymore.
Well, I liked it. I liked it because it made my wife fucking cringe and leave the room. And I was like, that's fucking...
I like it as a choice, though, because it's not a choice that you're going to hear from everybody, and I like listening to your reasoning for the choice. So
Yeah,
I loved it, man.
I've never seen it.
I don't know. It was fucking just grotesque and weird, and I loved the whole, Black Jacob is the fucking devil sheep, and the fucking dude was awesome. I loved it. Number 3, The Descent.
that's
that was good.
I fucking love that movie, and I even love the second one.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
bad.
even thought the second one was good. I love The Descent. I mean, that really kind of just that movie hits on all your fears. It hits on just the claustrophobia, the monsters, the caves, everything. Just fucking, I love that movie. Great movie. Number 2 is Night of the Living Dead. Even though, I know that's your big movie you talk about all the time. It's on my top favorite horror movies, but not my top. Night of the Living Dead is even on his top, movies of all time.
Yeah,
It's an amazing film. It was
it is.
a film that sparked an entire
movie.
genre.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie. I do love that movie because, it was genre breaking for the time. It was well done. Even for the budget it had, it was, you wouldn't... Watching the movie, you don't realize that there's very little cast. You don't even...
That movie sucks you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't pay attention to, there's really nothing going on, but there's everything going on at the same time. And then the movie that got me. Do you want to make a guess?
I'm thinking with your list, it's going to go a different way. But my guess was going to be The Exorcist.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Newer.
New horror guy.
Newer. No, not new. Newer than Exorcist, not new horror. Fallen.
Wait, you're talking about the Denzel Washington movie?
The Denzel Washington, John Goodman movie.
That damn song. I can't hear that song now.
Yeah.
It drives me
was,
nuts.
we were staying with a friend of ours in this huge creepy house in Norwood. Everybody went to bed. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And nobody was up. Turned all the lights off. She had this movie on her DVD rack. Popped it in. Never seen it before. It fucking freaked me out. And I think I don't get scared of movies normally, but I didn't get scared watching it. Watching it I was cool and I was like, oh man, it's a really good movie. But the time over and over again. And then the fucking sound the fucking fallen angels made. It was that's what it was. And so the movie was over and I'm like, I'm still cool at this point. I'm like, not really freaked out, and I go outside, and I go to smoke a cigarette, I light up, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just I keep hearing that fucking, in my head, and I'm looking up to the sky and shit, and I'm like, dude, that movie, got me. That movie, the only movie in the world that, got me.
Well, Denzel's in it. It's hard for it not to get you. That man can get you in anything he does.
Great movie, though.
Well, did you watch that movie what was that, Devil or whatever, where it was in the elevator?
Oh.
Yeah, Devil. I liked it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Did
bad.
that freak you out?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Actually, my 2 runner-ups that I couldn't decide if I liked more than Drag Me Into Hell or not was The Devil Inside.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. And then Sinister. I love Sinister.
Sinister? Yeah.
Sinister.
Out of all the new ones, out of Insidious, Conjuring, and everything, I like Sinister more than any of them.
Sinister had its moments.
I like it.
Dude, there was a... Fuck, man. See, I
I'm
wish...
a huge Ethan Hawke fan.
I could think... There was this movie...
Well, you get him and Denzel in Training Day.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Back in the Rat Boy times. Where, I don't know. It had to do with, this kid and probably, his crush or whatever. But all I know is, people take his mom, his parents somehow, and they get a little, sting or an injection in the neck. And then they try to get other people to get injected in the neck, and they're trying to chase down the boy, and there's, an underground city. I don't fucking know what it was called, man. It was a good fucking movie, though.
That I have no clue.
Me either. That's not ringing a bell at all.
I know, dude. It's one of those things I can remember watching, when I was a kid. I don't know, man. It was cool as fuck, and there's monsters down there. I don't fucking know, dude.
No clue.
It was good though. I'm gonna try to do some research and see if I just remember they're machines that would stick them in the neck, and then they.
Total Recall?
No, you're talking about the one with Gene Simmons in it,
I don't know.
where the machines like little metal spiders.
Yeah, that might
It's
be.
Runaway with Gene Simmons
Okay,
and Top Selleck.
that might be it.
Yeah, where there was a cop.
Oh no! I know I know that movie. I know
Okay,
that movie.
so not
yeah.
that one.
No,
Okay.
no. Yeah, I know that movie though. That's a good.
That's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck,
any
I'm gonna
movie you
try
can get
to-
Gene Simmons to
I
act
know. I'm
in.
gonna try to fucking watch that tonight, dude. That was a good movie. Blast from the past, dude.
Heck yeah.
They Live. Fucking fantastic. I love that movie.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah. That was a good one. That's where
There was a movie from childhood that I went back and rewatched lately and kind of took my oldest with me. I was like, let's watch this movie. This movie was fucking awesome. Turned it on. I grew up with it, loved it, and it was fucking horrible.
It wasn't Night of the Comet, was it?
No, it's something. It's a little more well known. People Under the Stairs.
It's
Oh, dude,
it's not a good movie.
I went back to rewatch
I love that
as
movie
an
when I was
adult.
Not a
little,
good
dude.
No,
movie.
rewatch it now. You will fucking hate it.
Really?
It's one of those movies that did not hold up with time.
Yeah.
At all.
Dude, it was so good.
You would think.
Yeah.
I remember it being awesome when I was a kid.
That was Night of the Comet for me. Like,
Yeah.
that movie, I watched it probably 100 times when I was a kid. It was on, whatever version of DirecTV that we had when I was a kid. And it was like, I think every 10 minutes they had a showing of that movie.
Yeah.
I literally would spend the entire summer basically watching that movie. I finally found it on Blu-ray and bought it about 3 years ago at a convention.
Yeah.
I took it home, popped it in, was so excited. 10 minutes into it, I was like, this is the biggest piece of shit I ever saw. What was I thinking?
That was what it was like, people under the stairs. Like, I don't think we even finished it. Like, I got my daughter all excited, and we're sitting down and watching it, and I'm 10 minutes in, I'm like, I can't do this whole movie. Like, we gotta turn this off. This is horrible. Like, the music's horrible, the filming is horrible, like, everything is fucking horrible. But I guess when you're a kid, like, you don't pay attention to the shit. You just get sucked into the story. You don't pay attention to the music and the filming and like, what all went into it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, but you get older and you start seeing, filming mistakes and, bad filming or, just shitty music that doesn't line up with the film or...
That movie was fucking great. I used to watch that. Pippi Longstocking.
That's horror.
Yeah. And Flowers in the Attic.
What?
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen Flowers. I've read the book.
That was my shit.
That paints a very interesting picture of your childhood.
And the Munchies. I like the Munchies. That was a good movie.
Can't forget Mac and Me.
What about Garbage Pail Kids?
Oh, dude, yes.
I own that movie on VHS.
It still holds up. That movie is still good.
That did not die. That is still a great movie. Still a great movie.
The Burbs.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
But going back to like watching movies that you grew up with, I have yet to rewatch it, but I was been wanting to because this remake that I'm actually excited for is coming out. But the new It. I'm actually excited for this remake, and I grew up watching the original. I loved the fucking original. And what I've been noticing, a lot of people are watching the original and they're reviewing it. They haven't watched it since they were kids. Jason Cretton being one of them. Saying, oh my God, it was horrible. Like, now that I watched it as an adult, this was the most horribly done movie ever. I could see why Stephen King hated it. And now I'm interested because I loved that movie growing up. I loved it. So
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and watch it now just to see how horrible it really is.
I mean, it might be the original Poltergeist, a classic movie. But do you remember being a child and watching the scene where the clown extended its arms and grabbed her legs from under the bed?
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like, oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, you go back and watch that now, and it's kind of like watching Scooby-Doo cartoons. It's like, there's the villain. He's going to grab Scooby now and drag him under the bed. This is not scary.
Yeah.
Sorry, I equate everything to Scooby-Doo. I'm a Scooby-Doo lover.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I kept seeing a lot of people going back and watching it recently and just saying, like, oh my God, this is not what I remember from my childhood.
Honestly, it is. I have a list of movies that should never be remade and a list of movies that should definitely be remade.
Yeah.
It is on that list because it was made for TV when it originally came out. Wasn't it like a 3-part series or something?
He did that a lot back in the 80s and 90s.
But they did not have the technology back then to really do what that book did. The book, it is still terrifying to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Stephen King's work.
Stephen King's always hated the original It because, Stephen King's books are always obviously, like, fucking gigantic. And, you being a person in film, I think I've mentioned this in the podcast before, but I think it's like every 100 pages of a book is like 2 hours worth of film.
Yeah, basically 100 pages of script.
So obviously, as we talked about before, because he loves to read books, and I'm like, no, don't read books. You watch movies. I was like, because I'm tired of listening to people going like, oh, I read the book and the fucking movie's horrible, and I'm like, I loved the movie because I didn't read the fucking book. I was like, fuck the book, and but. So, obviously Stephen King hated it. Like, they couldn't fit all that into a 3-segment TV show. So, but from what I've heard so far, Stephen King has liked the new It and what they're doing. Like, he's came out saying that what little he's seen, he approves. But he does know, and I think they've already, announced that they're going to do 3 whole movies to cover the whole book.
That should be pretty cool.
Have you not heard that?
No, well, I haven't heard it. I'm not sure. I mean, everything's going trilogy now, but there are some things that should be condensed. Because a lot of what you read in the book,
there isn't, and I think in this case it shouldn't be, because if Stephen King hated it that much, and which a lot of other people did too back in the day, because of the book, and you couldn't get enough of the book into the movie, so I think it makes sense to me making 3 movies out of one book.
Stephen King does hate pretty much every movie that's ever been made from one of his books. I mean, I don't think his stamp of approval is actually going on anything yet, and the ones that he did, it's like, well, that's not bad.
The Mist.
I liked that movie.
I know a lot of people that like that movie. I couldn't stand that movie.
I didn't like it either.
Because I didn't read the book. That's why I liked it.
It wasn't as bad as the remake of The Fog. That was the destruction of a great horror movie.
That was shit.
I haven't seen it.
The Fog?
You've never seen The Fog?
Not the newest one. Not the remake.
You've seen the original, though.
Yeah.
That's all you need to see.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen the new one. So yeah, movies coming out, and other than it, I'm excited about Annabelle 2. You're obviously not excited, or not as excited, or you have fears of it.
Yeah, I have fears.
I think it looks awesome. I love when a movie does well, and then they go back and tell the pre-story. I love prequels. I do. Just any movie. I love prequels.
Prequel guy.
I am a prequel guy. I love prequels. I love let's figure out how it got to this fucking shit. Like,
Even Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning.
no,
Because there are some prequels that are just not meant to be loved.
no.
I have a whole nother hang up with Annabelle, though. Have you ever seen? I've been a paranormal investigator since I was 15, and since I'm basically
friends with him then.
old as hell now. That's a lot of years investigating. But if you've ever seen the original Annabelle doll, it looks nothing like what's in the movies.
It's like a little fucking like a rag doll.
Yeah, it's like a Raggedy Ann almost. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing like
it's Hollywood. Nobody would give a fuck if it looked like a Raggedy Ann doll.
I know, that's the problem though. That's one of the things that's so terrifying about that doll. Like if you actually read the lore and all the things that were actually attached to the real doll, what's terrifying about that doll is the fact that it looks so unassuming.
Yeah, like an innocent little doll.
Yeah, but that doll basically shattered lives, many lives, and now to take something that, to me, one of the most fascinating facets of that doll was how innocent looking it looked. It was just a beat-up old rag doll.
Right.
And take it and make a horrible, terrifying-looking doll that doesn't keep true to the original at all.
Right.
That bothers me. That was the only part about the Conjuring that bothered me.
That's why you got to treat your help good.
Yeah, I mean, but I guarantee if they had the regular fucking raggedy looking doll in the movie, that movie wouldn't have done as well.
I agree 110%. But that's why I've got a small bone to pick with the movie, though. I mean, even The Conjuring, which was a movie I loved, they had that Annabelle doll in that case.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So when it's something real, if the Annabelle movie was not based off true happenings, I probably would have absolutely loved that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked what they did with it. I'm so caught up in the small details.
Yeah.
Fucking film director.
I can't help it. Oh, that's not even a director thing. That's just a respect history thing.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, there's things about certain movies that do drive me bonkers about shit like that, but I'm fine with Annabelle because I realized that movie would have sucked if I was like staring at like a fucking just little cotton flimsy fucking doll.
I'm going to agree with that, but if they'd used one of the 80s He-Man figures, that movie would have been twice as terrifying.
What, like Small Soldiers? Shit was scary as fuck.
That was a scary movie, actually. That'd be in my top 5, Small Soldiers.
That's pretty good.
No, actually, it's just this past Christmas, and I'm pretty sure this is a white grandmother thing, but like, dolls, just old, crazy fucking dolls in their houses and shit. All growing up, my grandmother had this doll, and it stood the size of a toddler, and it just leaned on this wall in this room the whole time. It was always the room I would sleep in when I was a kid. But it never bothered me. It never really did. My kids, granted, this doll is now 20, 30 years older from when I was a child, is still there in the room, leaning against the wall. My kids are terrified of it. Well, that room is now like the coat room. For like holidays, everyone goes throws the coat in the bed in that room. And my youngest will never go in the room. Like, I have to put her, because that doll's in there. Like, she's terrified of this doll. So I have to take her coat back and everything. So this past Christmas, we were getting ready to leave. And I go in there to get everybody's coats. And I see the doll. And the light was off when I went there. Because, leave the room, turn the light off. So the light was already off when I went in there. So I left it off. I walked over to the doll. And I grabbed it. And I'm wearing my normal black hoodie. I always have a black hoodie on. And in the doorway, because this room is at the end of the hallway. Like, in this house. It's like at the very end of the hallway. And, my youngest, being the youngest, just fucking running around the house like a crazy person. I held my arm out so she couldn't see my black hoodie part. And I just held it sitting there right in the middle of the doorway. And I sat there for a good 5, maybe 10 minutes until she, like, got a glimpse of it. Like, she ran by, like, 3 times, maybe 4 times. Happens to look over and just sees the doll standing in the doorway. I got in a lot of trouble for this. It was bad. She screamed. The whole house went crazy, 'cause she's screaming. It was bad. It was, a very Annabelle situation. It really was. Because the doll, it does actually resemble Annabelle. It's got, the bangs, the long hair, and it's got, the eyes that close and you lay it down. And it's, the size of a fucking toddler.
There's something about that.
Not good. I got yelled at. My wife got so mad at me.
My girlfriend has never been mad at me because she's an amazing woman. She's perfect, but I have a 4-foot Darth Vader in my house. She is terrified of my 4-foot Darth Vader. She can't stand it. Where my bedroom is, if the bedroom door's open and you look down the hallway, there's Darth Vader. He stands right there in my living room to greet guests when they come in the house.
Yeah.
Drives her insane. It's just something about dolls of that size. Because I have a 3-foot Darth Vader that she's totally fine with.
That's funny that you have that story, though, because when me and my wife first moved out before we had kids, we first moved out, and we both worked at Dave & Buster's at the time. And during the time that I worked there for 3 years, but during the time that I worked there, the Pod Racer video game came out. And so we had, cardboard cutouts, life-size Star Wars, all over the place. I managed to nab the Chewbacca. It was life-size Chewbacca cardboard cutout. So I took it home. Just naturally where we sit it would scare my wife.
Yeah.
And then once I realized just naturally where it was sitting, it would scare my wife. I started moving the shit so that, she'd walk into a room of, where it's fucking standing right in front of her.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah. She didn't like that shit either.
It's amazing. Star Wars characters brought so much peace and love to the universe, yet can terrify so well.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Another trailer I watched today, The Crucifixion.
I haven't seen it.
I watched it today.
Is it made by Mel Gibson?
You'd think. Right. You'd think. It stuck out to me. It may or may not end up being a good movie. Even though this is, become, I don't know if you know, but this is becoming apparent in the podcast, I don't believe in God. But religious-based horror movies, I love. I love religious-based horror movies. The Exorcist and The Rite. And
The Rite was a good movie.
The Rite's a great movie.
I mean, Hopkins, though. It's
Can't get it wrong.
No.
Another thing with Denzel. Can't get it wrong.
No.
The Crucifix, it just looked good to me. And just basically for that reason. It was kind of almost a modern-day crucifixion is almost what it was. I don't know. It was kind of interesting.
Wait, I have to ask now, because of the can't go wrong when it comes to both Hopkins and Washington. Say the cast of Brokeback Mountain was Hopkins and Washington. Can it then go wrong?
No.
Really? So what you're telling me is you're a secret Brokeback Mountain fan?
I like that movie.
Actually, it's a great
movie.
I'm not going to lie. And it's not as bad as everybody says. But
Nah.
I do think Hopkins and Denzel would have been wrong for those roles.
I'm married. I was forced to watch it. I was terrified going into it. The end of it, I was like, that was actually not a bad movie. Very well written. Very well done.
Yeah,
great movie.
And at least they didn't fuck the horse. I mean, that would have made it an awkward movie.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I liked it.
Yeah, I like Crucifixion. I had him view it earlier, and he was like, it didn't really do it.
I mean,
for me.
all the demon possession movies,
I like them. I like them all.
I mean, I think a lot of them start to bleed together.
Which is, I didn't even think about it, because when I was looking at movies today, it didn't even come up on the list, but I don't know, I could probably find something in my top 5 to replace this movie with, because I own it and I watch it all the fucking time.
What?
Constantine.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, I guess you can technically classify it as horror.
Hey, it's on the border, but
It's on
it's
the border.
really
It's
good.
almost border comic book, border horror.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
But
it's,
I fucking love
It's a good
Constantine.
movie.
But next one I watched today was Here Alone.
Yeah, that one was awesome looking.
It's a zombie movie.
I haven't heard of that one.
Very Walking Dead style, towards very past post-apocalypse, but the zombies are fast. Like, they run.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
they're not
World
World
War
War Z
Z?
fast. No,
Okay.
they're not World War Z fast.
Yeah.
But they are fast. They do run. They're like 28 Days Later fast. I mean, they're not like superhuman, like fucking building walls and shit. But
Best zombies I've ever seen are still in the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
The zombies in that remake.
I like
that
Yeah.
was the
remake of that
perfect
movie.
speed.
Yeah.
Their aggressiveness was perfect. Like, that's what zombies are. If we have a zombie apocalypse, that's what I want chasing. Actually,
Yeah.
I want the Walking Dead zombies chasing me.
Yeah, you got
Right.
because
They're
you
easy
get
to pick off.
zombies that like run normal speed, and then you get like runner guy missing an arm that runs faster because he's a runner. Like it's a good ass movie.
yeah, I like my favorite zombie movies are the ones that are realistic. Like, let's say like, right now one of us became a zombie. We're gonna have our same physical strength that we do right now for the time being. You can, as soon as you become a zombie, you're gonna be able to run as fast as you could before you were a zombie. But zombie rules, you're deteriorating. So over time, you're eventually going to slow down. And so that's... I don't see as much of that in The Walking Dead. They kind of like hinted at it. Like, like, oh, well, they're eventually like losing their power because it's deteriorating.
You can kill them much easier now in The Walking Dead. In the
Yeah.
first episode,
Yeah.
you had to beat them to death.
And I kind of
Yeah.
like that. I like that it's kind of like, that, you're deteriorating. So, yeah, you're going to lose strength. You're going to lose power. It's, I don't know. To me, if it really happened, that's how it would happen realistically.
But then the question is, if a zombie ate, like, say, Greg Louganis, does the zombie pick up strength? Say he's a fresh zombie.
That's a very great question.
See, now this is where it
That's
gets
a
tricky.
very good question.
That's where it gets
I
tricky.
like that.
Yeah.
Not that I would want to be a zombie and eat Greg Louganis. Let's not take this
Right,
out of context.
I have a movie idea. I just had a movie idea.
Is it about zombies eating Greg Louganis? Because
It's
I'm all in.
It's going to be zombie / Marvel.
Really?
When one's going to eat the Hawk.
Super zombie.
Well, that would pose another interesting question, because with Banner as the Hulk, would a zombie bite even be able to penetrate the skin?
Well, I feel like
But
I
if
feel like
a zombie
zombie's always
ate
pissed
Banner,
off.
if a zombie ate Banner, say he was sleeping and the zombie walked in and ate him, then would the zombie turn into a Hulk zombie?
Or would he just be normal guy Bruce Banner zombie?
This is,
Yeah.
I like where your head's at here. I like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's millions of reasons why I could never be involved in a film like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fact that I can't afford to make a Marvel movie.
Stanley would send men after you and stab you in your sleep. But yeah, that could be one of the reasons.
No,
Disney.
Stanley's too nice for that, but the studio would fucking do it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Disney.
Stanley's one of the nicest men I've ever met.
Oh, dude, I can tell that by him. Just every, I've watched Superhumans. I've watched like every show he's been involved with. I can just tell that dude is just fucking.
He's that sweet old grandpa kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's.
I'm not sure why this came up, but Gary Hill Jr. said Medea is to black people what Ernest was for white people.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what it meant.
I don't know what he's relating that to anything we said, but that is fucking hilarious. Because it's so true.
That is a profound thought.
That is a great thought.
That is a quote for Twitter, right there. That is.
It's like Medea is the new Ernest.
And he said Rocky Horror Picture Show was the only movie that gave him nightmares as a child.
Honestly, Dr. Frankenfurter, that's nightmare territory. He's onto something.
Yeah.
Not that it's not amazing. I mean, anything with Tim Curry was amazing.
Oh,
Anything. That dude played so many fucking amazing fucking parts, dude. Satan and Legend.
Oh, yeah.
God, that part was awesome.
Homeland 2.
Clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the fucking, he was like the maitre d' guy. In
The
Home Alone
bellhop.
2.
I was him as the butler in Clue. I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. I know you're into punk music.
Yeah,
So here's trivia for you. Do you? I don't know how far your punk goes, but remember Mr. Body from the movie Clue?
Yeah.
Do you know who that was?
No.
That was Lee Ving, the lead singer of the band Fear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were like the first original, like, almost screamo punk band.
They were the first real punk band, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Fear fan.
Well, I mean, yeah, you had your Ramones, you know, the Sex Pistols and like shit, but like the screaming New York punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Fear.
Oh, plus, I don't know if you've ever seen old clips of them on stage, but they basically would incite a riot, and then as soon as the place got ready to go down is when they'd start playing a song.
Right.
Yeah.
And in between songs, they'd incite another riot, and as soon as it got too crazy, they'd start playing a song.
Yeah.
Like, they had the whole punk thing down, and it's ironic, because Lee Ving is actually I know you're not a Christian, but Lee Ving is actually a good God-fearing man, like, very humble, very kind.
Oh, yeah?
Not at all what you would figure would be the guy, you know, getting up on stage telling the guy in the front row that he's going to fuck his girlfriend tonight.
Maybe,
and then when he's
that's
done
why he
his-
didn't band Fear.
That
Because
could
he
be
knew
it.
what he was doing was wrong. So he figured, like, I'm going to go to hell for this.
I mean, he did have songs about, you know, like fucking dead people. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely some off-topic topics.
The next one was Wish Upon. That's coming out.
That was cool looking.
That looks like an interesting movie.
Yeah.
That looks awesome as fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
The thing I like that is that movie looks like something that we haven't seen. in the
Oh,
past
yeah.
20
Oh,
years.
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
I mean, it's about time
Yeah.
we finally get some new, fresh, original ideas back.
I mean,
Oh.
there was that one on Netflix that was kind of like that. It was like it was an independent movie. It was like, what was it called? The Green Pot or the Green Teapot or something like that. It was a teapot, and you could make wishes. They give you unlimited wishes, but then shit would start going bad. It was kind of cool.
I haven't seen
It was,
that
and
one.
it was almost like a rom-com.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Netflix hosted one of the best horror movies ever, though.
Which
a little
one?
movie called Thanksgiving.
Oh, I watched it.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's
That
the
movie was
definition
awesome.
of B movie. If only I had
I
a.
thought you were talking about the Michael Bolton movie.
Oh, God.
I watched that. The Valentine's Day special.
Me and Trinity started to watch it, and I was like, I'm not watching this with you. That's my oldest daughter. She's 15. I didn't think it was going to be that horrible. I was like,
the fact that you would have watched it with your daughter, okay, I'll take that. But right now, I've never been more terrified than I am to sit in this room with you two gentlemen.
Right.
I mean,
Dude, I watched it with
I just kept hearing it was fucking hilarious.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Michael Bolton's doing like this Valentine's. It's obviously not something you're going to like sit down and watch with your. It's going to be a comedy. It's going to be off the wall, ridiculous. It's not going to be something romantic that you watch with your wife or girlfriend or whatever. And so I was like, Trinity's turned this on. I keep hearing this is fucking hilarious. I didn't finish it because Trinity was sitting there. It was
It was
weird.
all right. I tried to call. It flashed a phone number, a hotline phone number, and I tried to call it, but it was always busy. I hate when they do that in TV shows and shit. Like they'll put a phone number, and then when you try to call it, they should like do something with it. Is all I'm saying. Fuck them.
when you're looking at movie trailers, there's a movie that's getting ready to hit. It's a straight to video, but it was actually made in Cincinnati, and it is amazing. It's called The Wicked One. Have you heard of it yet?
yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, it's actually they've got distribution now, so they're going to be you can pre-order right now at like Walmart, Best Buy. I think it comes out on the 24th of this month.
Yeah, Jack. I think
Jack
he posted,
Norman.
like Target too. You can get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at Target. But I'll tell you this: do you know Jack?
Yeah.
Was that the one where he was filming where he was like he had the bulletproof vest and the gun and shit?
No,
No.
no. This one he's got. I don't want to say it's similar, but the character looks similar to Rob Zombie's Halloween Part 2 when Michael Myers was walking through the field.
All right.
Yeah.
But he's got like kind of like a burlap sackish mask that's actually pretty terrifying
Yeah.
looking, to be
yeah,
honest.
It
Like
looks pretty
Like
fucking
Jeepers
good.
Creepers.
no.
No.
But this I know about Jack. Jack's a pretty nice guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But after seeing parts of him in that movie,
yeah.
I am not sure if there's not a little psychotic killer in there somewhere. He plays that too well. If he
Yeah.
doesn't end up snatched up and going somewhere, bigger budget, bigger set soon,
Yeah.
I'll be shocked because
Yeah.
that guy's a killer.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, but he's a killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, check pre-order
I
that
try
one.
to stay pretty up and top on like movies that are going on in the city and like. I haven't heard of that one.
Well, that
Oh,
one
yeah,
that one
dude,
happened
that's
in the
awesome.
city, but I wouldn't call it going on in the city. I mean,
Right.
it's global distribution. It's
Wow.
Yeah.
it's pre-order worthy. I'd hop
I mean, I
online.
was gonna bring it up, as far as like the movies that were going on right now, like is the new the Old Man with the Gun, the Robert Redford movie, right now in Bethel, and I was like, it's more of a drama than it is horror, so I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I mean, I try to follow like even low budget movies, not huge budget movies like that, but I missed that one on my radar for somehow.
Don't Don't miss it. Trust me. I've already pre-ordered a
What was
copy,
the
and
other-
I've seen it from
The
all
other
around.
one, Revelation Trail.
Oh,
That was fucking amazing.
I haven't seen it, but
Oh, really?
I've seen teasers from it.
Yeah.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it's good, man.
I need to give that one a watch
Yeah.
too. There's so much going on in this city right now, in the tri-state actually, with like film stuff coming here. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
John Franco's got like 5 that he's filming here in the next few
Oh,
months. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, big
Yeah.
time. Oh, yeah.
Like everybody likes Ohio's tax credits.
Yeah, right.
Like I can't get them. I got to spend $300,000 on a movie before they'll get them to me. But you know,
Yeah, dude.
more power to the big Hollywood guys who don't need them.
Right.
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
The next one is, this one's more of a sci-fi horror, but I like sci-fi horror. Life.
Life, which
Yeah.
actually there's a small underground rumor about that movie. I don't believe it's true.
What
Have
is
you guys heard it?
No.
That Life is actually the prequel for the Venom movie.
Oh, really?
Really?
It's a
Oh,
fan
dude.
theory.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would be fucking
And
awesome.
if you
though.
watch the trailer for it and
Yeah.
you think about it, you're
Now,
like,
no, yeah.
"Wait
Now
a
that you say
minute."
that, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
okay.
pretty sure that's all fan theory. I don't.
Yeah,
remember
because
when I
of
saw
how
it.
Venom works.
Yeah.
And based on what the
Yeah.
way that fucking thing was,
Dude,
the
that
little
would be-
hand-looking thing was fucking working in the movie.
That would be cool as fuck.
That would be the badass.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that
would,
the badass.
but the movie itself, even if it's not a Venom prequel, that looks like a damn good movie. Like,
It
I'm
looks
excited.
awesome.
Well,
Plus,
even
it's
if it's
Ryan
not,
Reynolds.
I'm treating it as a Venom prequel now. It is officially a Venom prequel to me.
That makes 2 of us
Yeah.
at least.
The last one, again, I love campy horror. Told him about it today, and he actually. So you can review it. It's fine if I haven't watched it.
I didn't want to ruin it for you.
He watched it today.
I
Like,
watched
he-
it before the podcast.
because you can actually like it's super low budget campy, but you can watch the entire movie on YouTube apparently
yeah, it's on
for
YouTube.
free. Peelers.
Peelers.
Yep.
It is strip club zombies.
Now, not zombie strippers though. It's not like that movie that was.
Yeah,
made.
it's not
It
like
was,
zombie strippers or where like zombie. Yeah, the I think Kruger was in that one.
Yeah, Robert
Yeah.
Englund.
Yeah. It's not that. It's from the preview. There's a strip club. You know, it's late.
Their last night open.
Their last night
Of
open.
course.
And there's a mining place nearby, and these guys come in, they get done working, they come in, and even the strippers are like, oh, we've never seen you around here before, you know, like, you know, they're like, we've been out in the mine, we're working, just coming to relax, this and that. Well, apparently while they were in the mine, they touched some weird fucking substances that were coming out of the fucking wall, and the one dude, like, ingested it somewhat, I guess, accidentally, and he, in the bathroom, turned into a fucking zombie, comes back out, turns everybody into the strip club into a fucking zombie.
So, yeah. So basically,
It just, you'd appreciate it.
I like the premise.
yeah, hammering in the coal mine. They think they strike oil, but it's actually a biochemical.
So there's actual substance behind this story.
Oh yeah, yeah. With plenty of gore and nudity as well.
The best kind.
Yeah, it's a fucking phenomenal movie.
Is this the part where he goes and takes a shit? Like, is
Yeah,
this
right.
the-
Yeah, this
okay.
is where he can't hold his beer.
Okay, I
It has
see.
to
I
go.
was, I was
Yeah.
curious about that. I
Has to go
figured
pee.
I'd ask.
Yeah, yeah. He'll
Like,
just
I-
randomly get up and walk out.
It's
and
my
fucking
first
goes-
time. I didn't know
Yeah.
if this was a normal occurrence.
No, he's
or-
done. He just quit.
Oh, he quit.
Yeah, he's done.
Well, I mean, should I switch chairs?
Yeah, go ahead and take- go ahead and
how
take-
does this work when he quits?
Yeah. You're now a regular part of the podcast.
Oh well, thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys
Yeah.
having me on for one night forever.
You're hired. But this fucking movie, dude. All right, first off, I like it because they kill a baby in it. You don't get that much anymore.
No, you don't because it's too taboo to
Yeah,
do.
it's like a big faux pas now to kill a baby when they're killing babies left and right in the 80s and 90s. But like, so they kill a baby in it, which is fucking awesome. I mean, to me, I think it's fucking that's great. So they're covered in this fluid. So they're like oily zombies that become like superhuman strength. And you could shoot them. You can shoot them in the head. Nothing kills them. What kills them is water.
Water.
Because oil doesn't mix with water. So if you pee on them, or if you like, so let's say in your strip club your water gets shut off because it's your last night, you don't have water, you can pee on them, and you could spray beer on them because beer is like 70-some% water.
Sounds like it's gonna be just as awesome as Zombieverse.
Yeah. Things I didn't like is they killed a lady by bashing her. These I guess you'd call them zombies. They don't die. They can use weapons. So like knives, bats, chairs, shit like that. They killed a lady by just bashing her titties repeatedly with a baseball bat.
I've heard that works. If they're not the right kind of implant.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that can be terribly dangerous.
One of the things I didn't like, though, which I hate when they do it in any movie or TV show, is because there's a lot of, like, let's smash them with bats. And when you're smashing them with bats and you don't get shit on you, I hate that. Like, I don't know if it's like, it's not really a continuity thing.
Yeah, anybody who watches Dexter knows what a baseball bat will do when you hit
Shot of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hit him with the cricket bat. That was like one of the first zombie movies I saw where you actually got blood on him from hitting him with a fucking baseball bat.
You've got red on you.
Right. Yeah, so, but dude, definitely worth a watch. I recommend it.
I'm excited.
A girl shoots a baseball out of her vagina.
I watched a bunch of recorded trailers today, but that one I like. That's
dude, and it's on YouTube, lo and behold.
So everybody watch Peelers tonight. It's on YouTube. It's gonna be awesome.
I will definitely look that one up.
Yeah, man.
I'm taking a mental note. You mix
Peelers.
Zombies and strip clubs, and you're bound to have good things.
Baseballs out of vaginas. I mean, you can't get any better, dude.
That is so awesome.
They shoved fucking... Fuck, now I'm thinking of shit. The zombie took an antelope head off the wall and shoved it through the back of a stripper, and her nipples were on the ends of it. It's fucking great, dude. Fucking great movie.
That is awesome. That is so awesome.
And now we digress.
Right. Oh, it was definitely worth a watch.
That sounds like a lot for YouTube. So, wait, strippers?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Full nudity, yeah.
Wow, because YouTube has been like really stringent lately.
Even Troma, they have their YouTube page now, Troma Movies, and they don't nothing censored on that either.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's like I always knew there was like kind of ways around nudity on YouTube, especially if it was like informational. Like if you search
National Geographic.
No! I swear to God, everybody can do this right now.
That was my porn when I was a kid.
That was the first thing I ever jacked
Everybody
off
go to YouTube right now and search for how to put on a condom or how to give a blowjob.
That lady, dude.
It's informational.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to search for either of those.
Well, no.
I don't want to know how to give the one, and I know how to do the other.
Well, no, and there's others you can search for.
But that's how you get it. But that's how you.
Right.
If it's there are a lot of like technically ways news because it's informational. It's teaching you something.
Yet they tried to take down one of our videos because it had the Horror Hound logo on the front because we shot the video for Horror Hound.
Yeah.
YouTube's got
It's
some quirks.
bots. It's bots. 'Cause even like we were doing this thing for a little bit where we were talking about the week stuff. If a new song came out that week, we'd play a snippet of the song, 30 seconds of the song.
And YouTube caught it.
We wouldn't even play the whole song. And the first one we did was Linkin Park's new song, and then which we sat here and just bashed for half an hour after we played it.
As far as I'm concerned, you can bash all their songs except for the first album.
So it was like.
Right.
But have you heard the newest one?
I haven't heard the newest one because when I hear the name, I turn off whatever I'm listening to.
I was interested.
Completely shit.
You could hear it on the Kiss if you wanted to, probably. It's very pop.
Probably.
He's got this female singer, and Chester kind of sings like he's in a Disney movie. It's weird.
Sounds like it's like almost like a dance song. It's like a club song.
It was
Like,
horrible.
definitely
So
doesn't sound nothing like Linkin
we sat here and bashed it forever.
Yeah.
Posted that. Nothing. Got nothing. I think Linkin Park's management was just like, oh, somebody's fucking listening to it. Like, great.
Yeah.
Nothing. YouTube didn't shut us down for that.
What was the one they
The
showed?
next week, Incubus releases a new song.
Yeah, fucking Incubus.
And I heard it, and I was like, oh, man, this sounds like Science Incubus. Like, I feel like they went back, and I actually really enjoy this. This doesn't sound like Radio Pop Incubus. This sounds like Science Incubus. And I was excited. So we played 30 seconds, talked about it. We all agreed. We praised it. Great song, this and that. Uploaded on YouTube. No. YouTube shut me the fuck down. They were like, no. So they muted the whole video. So I had to delete the whole thing, go back, edit out the whole part we were talking about Incubus.
And it was
go
pretty
back
much
and,
like the whole song, too.
Yeah.
I think
because
that's
it was
where
a
we
good
fucked
song.
up.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like when you go to post something, I'd like to imagine there's just a guy sitting in a room going through all the new videos, just like skipping through, seeing if he hears a song or something.
No, they're bots. It's
Yeah,
like, it's
is that what
literally
it is?
bots.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing as the bot that's on your phone that like you can listen to the first 5
Oh,
bars
yeah.
of a song and it'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Same thing. If it recognizes something that's owned by BMI or
Flags it.
ASCAP, it flags it.
Yeah.
And
It was Island
everybody's
Records.
on BMI or ASCAP.
Yeah.
Island Records. That's who came. That was who
Which is
shut us
probably
down.
an offshoot of one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's funny is people can upload their Slipknot videos where they put their own pictures
Right.
in the background and put the words on. And
Yeah, lyrics.
I don't know.
Well,
As a band, I'd be happy if somebody was reviewing my songs
Right.
in a video.
Facebook's even doing it now. There was I edited a cool birthday video for my daughter, and then I put John Mayer's Daughters as the music like in the background, and I went to upload it, and Facebook was like, nope, no, this is a song by somebody else, and I was like, and it said don't post or post anyways. So I hit post anyways,
Fuck you,
and then
Facebook.
it came up with this. It posted me. It showed me this post of like. It said, these are reasons why you could get in trouble, and and it was like, one of them said, you may be okay if the song is not the main focus of the video, and I'm like, okay, for what I made, no, it's not, so I'm gonna post it fucking anyways. But Facebook's was able to like peg it out immediately. Like it wasn't even fucking posted yet.
No, they've been doing that for a while because when I used to work with bands, Jess Lamb, one of the bands I worked with, I'd post stuff from Jess Lamb and put portions of her clips on my Facebook a couple of years ago. And I would get that. It would send a little message that said, do you own the rights to this song? That was different from what you did, but maybe it's because they had a bot detecting that I had music.
Right.
And the bot couldn't detect what the music was. So it was
yeah.
like, maybe you own this song, maybe you don't. I expect you to be honest with me.
Right.
Because I made the mistake of clicking no, and then I was never able to upload that video because anytime it detected that song, it wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for tonight's episode, I kind of had like this idea, but I didn't really feel like risking it. But like, I was like, I thought about it on the way here because you're coming and the whole thing's gonna be horror themed. I was like, let's open with like a cool song, like like something like a psychobilly or somebody cool. And I was like, what am I gonna play? What am I gonna play? Who's not gonna come after me? I know all psychobilly is kind of like low budget record label, like nobody's probably gonna come after me.
I could,
but then I thought,
and
and then I started thinking Harley Poe, and then I started thinking like, I was like, well, Harley Poe's very affiliated with Horror Hound. I don't want anybody to shut me down on that. And I was like, well, what if I did Harley Poe's cover of the Halloween theme song? We opened with that, and I was like, that'd be awesome. And then I was like, nah, fuck it, I don't want to get shut down. I don't want to do it. Like,
if you guys need that type of song for anything, I might be able to get permission from you from Horror Hound to use it. They would be more than happy.
Well, we've actually
to have you guys use songs of
and
theirs.
if you can help us share, we actually just posted something recently where we'd actually like to each week promote a local band. And it all stemmed from us getting shut down from Incubus. And I kind of had this idea. I was like, why am I trying to talk about huge bands anyways? I was like, let's talk about fucking local bands. So we did put a post out like asking local bands to come forward and say, hey, each week we'll play your entire song, talk about it, say where you're touring. It don't even have to be for Cincinnati. Talk about where you're touring, talk about what new albums coming out, new songs, anything. Talk about it. I'd love to be able to do that.
I
Talk
can
about local.
definitely help you out with that. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of local bands that nobody's heard of right now. Like, I'm not sure if the Loveless is together anymore, but you're familiar with the Loveless,
I love
right?
the Loveless.
They were a great band, and I know they signed to Horror Hound for a while. It's Big Bad, another great
Big
band.
Bad's
Harley
great
Poe,
band.
of course. Like, there's so many local bands right now that are actually... This area is just a mecca right now for entertainment.
Yeah.
We have
that's
a
'cause
lot of big
Me and
things.
Doug, you're the other half of Horror Hound, or not Horror Hound, the other half of Rockabilly Blood. Me and him were trying to start a clothing line, and Phil, the guy that was at Horror Hound that night with me, it was kind of his idea. I was wanting to start something new. I was like, I want to start something new. It's not Dead Star. It's not anything else. It's like I want to start something new. And he suggested, like, psychobilly horror, like rock brand, like horror rockabilly brand. And I was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of a dying breed. And he was like, exactly, that's the fucking point, And he was like, I was like, that's a risk, though. And he was like, but I got where he's coming from. The rockabilly scene and the horror scene used to be huge in Cincinnati at one point in time.
And
like,
it's
for a
starting to
very,
die down.
short point in time, it was very big. Because you had, fuck. I just lost my train of thought, as the band was called. The very Johnny Cash sounding band. That was huge around here for a while. Damn, I totally lost what they were called. They had like the Ballad of Johnny Rose or something like that. And,
I think I know you're talking. The guys that used to play Backstage Cafe.
yeah, and they got quite a bit of following, and then they dipped out. I can't remember why. I don't know, but we had a pretty big following around here and then it just died off, and it just went to nowhere, and but there's still kids out there that I've talked to. I run kids that like I want to start a rockabilly band. I started that. So the idea behind I sold to Doug was like the idea behind starting the clothing line was not only to sell the clothing but to like raise awareness that the scene's still cool.
Right.
And like, look, we can do this, and then hopefully people will start pushing for the music to come back, the horror scene to come back, like everything to come back. Because it was awesome. But from what I hear from Doug, it's actually still huge in Dayton.
Oh, yeah, Dayton's still got, what's their names? Oh, how can I not remember that band's name? Gigi's band, if you know Gigi.
Don't know.
It's a shame. It's a shame I don't have Doug right now because Doug would spit that out as his favorite band
Lost
ever.
it. A Rumble Club.
Nope, that's not it, but they're great.
No, the one I was just talking about.
Okay.
It just popped in my head. Rumble Club was the huge rockabilly band here.
They have it. Yeah, it's been years since they were around, hasn't it?
It's been a few years. Yeah. And they kind of off. But yeah, I think they were kind of like one of the last remaining here in Cincinnati. Once they died off, there was really nobody else around.
Well, no, most of the good bands now, like even the Loveless was out of Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Bad, I think they're out of like West Virginia, maybe.
Yeah, they're a little further south.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So as far as like the music scene, how's the indie film scene in Cincinnati as far as like local?
It's not just Cincinnati. It's the tri-state.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good. Like the movie we were talking about, the Wicked one. That's a studio budget movie that was done for far less. I mean, that looks like a Hollywood studio budgeted movie.
Yeah.
There's just so much technology right now. There's a group coming up out of Columbus that did a movie called Cannabillies. It's not available yet because there's a little logistic thing going on, so they're not exactly sure if or when it's going to be released. But they've got more projects in the work. It's Team Necro. If you guys are familiar with the Necro Girls.
Okay, no, I'm not.
Necro Girls is a magazine out of Columbus. It's a beautiful magazine. They do a lot of digital stuff online with it. But Team Necro, they're basically their film division is Adam and Gina Rogers. And these kids are amazingly talented. Like, I cannot tell you how excited I am for people like this to be, because everybody views it wrong. They look at this and say it's all competition, but it's not competition. We're all in the same environment. We need to help each other out to show everybody what we can do. Right. So, like, I'm excited to have, people like Studio 605, Jack Studio, and Team Necro, and There's a couple other small companies around here that haven't even put names to themselves yet. They've just been doing shorts. But there's some amazing talent in this area. And I think we're set for a boom.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of which I'm excited to see this kind of launch off. Slaughterhouse Rags, our sponsor for the month. Even when I own Death Star, I've kind of noticed that when you're not making big bucks, and you're just the small town company.
Yeah.
It's not competition, it's family.
Exactly. And in horror, it's not just, it's not just about like the movies. Horror is about the apparel, the music that goes into the movies, because everybody works together to help everybody do anything. I mean, it's not even always about that type of medium. Like there's an author out of Dayton, Ohio, named J.J. Phillips. She wrote one of the most terrifying things I've ever read in my life. It's a book called Parental Bloodshed. Yeah, and you can get it on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Do you read much?
Oh, I do. I'm an avid reader.
Go get the book.
Yeah.
It's about...
I'm more of a writer than a reader, but...
But I'm the same way, actually. But there's like been 4 books in my life that actually grabbed me and made me want to keep reading. The Dirt by Motley Crue. Have you guys ever read that?
I have not, no.
That is the most suck-you-in book in history. Like,
Really?
you start reading it, you're just like, what the fuck? These guys really did this? And they're here? And then you realize...
They're still alive?
Then you read the Heroin Diaries, and you realize, well, they are here, but they actually weren't alive for a period of time. He was dead in a dumpster. But then he came back.
Right.
But this book is like that. It's about a group of basically feminist cannibals. That's the easiest way I can say it. And I'm not going to say anything about the book, because once you start reading, the opening chapter will give away what's going to happen in this book. And it's got humor. It's fucking disgusting, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun read, but like that all fits into it. It's not just film. It's our entire culture right now, and not even just horror. It's just about the fact that there are so many people here. You, Mr. Fugget, or as I affectionately know you, Aaron, one of the most gifted designers I've ever met. I know you. I know Justin Haidt. Are you familiar with Justin Haidt? Justin and you guys do, I mean, just incredible work. That's not film, but it all ties together.
Right.
We're lucky to be in an area that has so many gifted and talented people who, in one way or another, I mean, your T-shirts are entertaining.
Yeah.
It's about entertaining people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the medium, but like all of that plays in together. Everyone, I mean, there's, I make a movie, you make a T-shirt for it.
Yeah, right.
It's a packaging deal, JJ's an amazing author. She starts writing a treatment for a script. I turn it into a movie. I have an idea that's too long to make a movie. I give it to her. She turns it into a book.
Right.
I mean, there's so much that can be worked with, and then every band in the area, I need music for my movies. I mean, Doug and I, when we did Hell Doesn't Have Time to Raise Babies, granted, I have a large musical background, and Doug has quite a musical background himself. For those of you who don't know, Doug is the co-owner of RBP Films, otherwise known as Rockabilly Blood Productions. So we thought it might be hard to get together the score for the movie, and we had Casey Williams, who's an incredibly talented musician, and Dex Newberry, who's also an incredibly talented musician. Those two worked on the score for the film, so we actually had a score. But then there were parts where we needed songs. We thought that was going to be difficult. Everybody we reached out to, including bands that I used to work with from New York, like we reached out to people like, look, we got this movie. It's a really low-budget piece of garbage movie, but we need this song in it. Sorry about the piece of garbage, Doug. But we need this song in it. It's not a piece of garbage. It's just, I'm very critical.
I've watched it. I own it. It's a good movie.
See, that's the thing. The tagline for that movie, we're talking about Hell Doesn't Have Time to Raise Babies. Since that's so long, I'll slow it down. Hell doesn't have time to raise babies.
It is a long title.
It is a long title, but that title grabs you. The only problem was the T-shirt we printed with the title on it. We had like no room for the design. It was all fucking title.
Squished.
It's like, is there a picture in the middle of those letters?
Yeah.
You couldn't decipher. But no, it's a fun film, and the way that we always sold it, we told everybody.
T-shirt designer. That's what you had.
See now, well, we had 4 T-shirt
I didn't know you
designers.
then, though. I didn't know you then.
No, actually, you met us
Actually,
right
you
after
making that movie, and Liz was being in that movie, and Liz told me to be a horror hound, is how I met you.
It's a small world. That's actually not a small world situation.
No, not at all.
That's more of a 50 miles away to 3,000 miles
Like
and
a
somehow
7 degrees of
connected.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of situation there.
Well, yeah, you can connect everything back to Kevin Bacon. And soon enough, if Bruce Campbell keeps at it, you'll be able to connect everything back to him,
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Which would make me much happier than connecting shit back to Kevin Bacon.
Right.
Except for Stir of Echoes. I'll connect anything back to that movie. So
Great movie.
But
Go ahead.
we used to tell people, when they'd ask us about the movie, and our only thing we'd tell them is like, look, this is the worst movie you're ever going to love. And we found out that when we told people honestly, everybody liked it. Like, that movie got good reviews. And there I am, like, when we released it, there was about 6 months after we released it, there was an online, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like an online movie review company where you watch the whole movie with them online. And you, as the director, are in a chat room with everybody watching the movie. There was like 45 people in the chat room. I mean, it wasn't anything big. But I'm watching it back, and, things are coming up, and I'm cringing like, I know what we were supposed to do there, but couldn't. And people are saying nice things, except for one lady that criticized the lighting throughout the whole movie.
You're your own worst critic.
Well, we made that movie with the little Sony handheld cameras that you can go to Walmart and buy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
nice.
It was all onboard audio. We only made that movie to prove to ourselves that we could make a movie.
Right.
And then after we did that, we're like, yeah, we can do this. So we went out and spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on actual equipment, and then put out an amazing script for Lights Out, our follow-up movie, and.
Hi, I'm Kevin in Lights Out. I've been Kevin for 2 years.
And fuck it has been Kevin for 3 years now.
3 years now.
But that's because of the special effects.
Yeah.
We're putting money into this one, man. You're not going to be... Actually, I got something to show you before we leave that'll make you feel better about the 3-year wait.
Nice. Oh, I don't care. I don't mind. I still have the script. It's on my PDF. It's on my drive.
Oh,
it's just sitting there.
We've upgraded the cast. This is going to be amazing. Even just simple things like drone shots that we've got just to do intros to certain scenes. The special effects budget, I don't even want to talk about it because basically in my house, because it's mortgaged like 4 times over. But we've got like the greatest special effects team that you could find. I don't even want to say in this area, just that you could find.
Yeah.
Do you know Rebecca Rott?
I'm friends with her.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm friends with a lot of people through you guys, just
right.
like that do badass things that I was like,
well,
you would tag people and was like, these people do awesome things. I'm going to be friends with them.
Rebecca is no shit the most talented effects person just naturally, never any training. But, we had her sculpt. You'll know what we're talking about, but I can't give it away. That first scene in the movie.
Yeah.
We had her sculpt that, and she just freehand, no reference. 20 minutes later, we had a large phallic symbol made out of clay.
Nice.
That looked extremely detailed and realistic. Like, Becca's a gift from God, and then we've got Celeste Marcus, who is the same fucking thing with a different skill set.
Nice.
Like, Becca's got this one side of the art, and then Celeste has the other, and then, most important, the lead of the team, we have Mike West, this guy from West FX, who is ridiculous. He's absolutely insane. And when you put him with these two people, this movie is going to, when we get Lights Out finished, it's going to screw people up.
Awesome.
There is some serious, there's gore porn, torture porn.
Yeah.
It's all the porns that aren't sexual.
Right.
And a little bit of that thrown
My only
in.
complaint is, I'm not going to give anything away here. My scene is over before all the porn starts.
Yeah. No. There's literal porn that starts the movie. Oh. I mean, so yeah, we let you have some of that action. we wouldn't take that away from you, sir. We're excited to have you in it, and we're glad the beard's back because it was really important before you.
I know it was kind of written with the beard. Like my whole part was written for the beard, and then like cut to a year and a half later, and I didn't know if it was even going to happen anymore, and I was just like, I'm done with this beard. But
and then I saw the picture on Facebook and cried.
The second I shaved it off, I cried too. My kids cried, my whole family cried. I was like, all right, growing that shit back.
No, there's a lot of good to answer your question in there.
Yeah.
Like more than I wish I could name everybody, but I can't. But the ones that I named, Team Necro, Studio 605, RFX team. I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit anybody. RFX team is, I'd put them up against anybody.
Yeah.
Like, and of course us, RBP Films.
Right.
It's kind of not us. I'm not a braggart like that. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. But they're the cream to the crop of the area right now. Like the stuff that's going to come out of Columbus with Team Necro and the stuff that Studio 605 is going to put out of Cincinnati. I am fucking excited that
That's
when
awesome.
my
That's good
movie
to hear,
is up
man.
on screens, it's going to share screens with movies from these people.
Right. Yeah.
Like
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
It's going to make some incredible film festivals.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely.
That's kind of what I've been hoping as far as like the tax credit. I like you mentioned earlier, that's for guys that are coming into town with
you gotta have
300,000 and up movie budgets.
Yep.
But I'm hoping that's also inspiring people to like want to start creating their own.
I want to say it is because I mean there was Jack from Studio 605. He's been doing this for a long time. The Team Necro people out of Columbus, they've been doing things similar for a long time, but just got into films. Is Rockabilly, granted, we've only got the one out yet, but we have 7 sitting on our table right now, including a wicked, really dark, really evil, really morbid, disturbing sequel to Hell Doesn't Have Time to Raise Babies.
Nice.
So there's a lot of stuff coming, but at the conventions, the past 2 years, maybe 3 years, since a lot of this filming is kicked up in Cincinnati, you'll notice just guys walking around with cameras filming the convention, and then days later on YouTube, just 2-3 days later, they've edited together a 10-minute, video of everything they saw at the convention, and it's very well done.
Right.
Yeah.
And these are the same guys that are making shorts that are going into the film festival right before the main movies. Like there is a boom around here, and I'm excited about it.
Like I'm not even gonna lie, when my friend Liz is a friend of me and my wife, and she told me about you guys, and she said, "Oh, my friends, I know Rockabilly Blood Productions are gonna be a horror hound." I mean, the funny thing is that me and you met in the parking lot before I even got damn into the fucking building.
And this was before you were between two cars in the fetal position.
Yeah, this was like the beginning of the night. It was still daylight. I hadn't even had a drink yet, but I met you in the parking lot, like before I even got into the building, and I just saw your shirt, and I was like, "Oh, hey, my friend Liz told me to look out for you guys." I've always had huge fascination with film. Like I love movies. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of a writer than I am a reader. But I've always had a huge fascination in film. Well, I know I've talked to you about it a lot. Past, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
I read Kevin Smith's Tough Shit. Damn, did that fucking book inspire me.
That book, Kevin Smith, period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That book inspired the fuck out of me. And, I've been telling him for months, I'm going to write a fucking movie. I'm going to write a fucking movie, dude. I'm going to make a fucking movie.
I will loan you the software, the screenwriting software, so you can use it to write your first screenplay.
And so that's
trust me,
what
it makes it easier.
What I started doing is I went and downloaded, a bunch of, PDFs of, fucking other... Because, my writing career began in, poetry, then turned into, long rants. I've written a couple short stories. Self-whore myself out right now. I have a short story on Amazon for $2.99 called Eternal Nightmare by Aaron Fugate.
I'll pick it up. You need a pen name, sir. Fuck it. Sir Fuggin.
Sir Fuggin. I personally like the story. It was awesome. But it's a short story. Can't make a movie out of it. But
you can make it short.
We can make a short. Which it would make an amazing fucking short. Maybe you team up and I'll let you read it.
Let's do it.
So I was just like, oh, I can write a fucking movie. I've never tried before, but I was like, so I started downloading scripts and reading and learning script format. I think I could do it.
Dude, trust me, if I give you the software, you'll thank me later. Because if you write a script in Word or the way that we usually work is Doug comes up with some of the most crazy, off the wall, but brilliant ideas I have ever read. But he does it, and he'll just put them on WordPad. Yeah. And it's 20 pages of WordPad, and he gives it to me dude, you got to read this. And I'm like, that's not a script. But then I'll translate it. I put it into script form, and then, we'll either get together or I'll fill it out, and then we'll go over it together and make fun.
See, that's so much where I feel like the biggest challenge would be to me kind of writing a horror, because it would be a horror movie. I've already thought, because the short stories I've written, they're all horror themed. And dialogue. Man, everything I've written so far has no dialogue. It's just a story.
Yeah, but dialogue is actually easy when you put yourself in the mind of the characters.
Yeah.
And I've known you long enough. I can say you would have that ability.
Well, I've attempted it so far. So and I've done my research, and and they say if you're gonna write a movie, you're gonna write a book, you're gonna write anything, it all starts with character development, and you figure out your characters, and say your character, John Doe first, is the main character, and it said spend 2 days writing out what this guy's like. Not that in your finished product everybody's gonna pick up on this is, but just so when you're writing, every character attribute that person has, his personality, what he's like, the way he talks,
that's
just
the important
his movements, just everything. And so that, and that just helps you in the writing process. Not that that's going to convey in the movie, or even the book or whatever you're writing, but you just character development. And there's you write it out for yourself. So you get in the mind of that character more or less. So when you're speaking for that character, you're like, oh, well, this, he's a little bit shy. He tends to have a stutter. He's not good with people. This and that, blah, blah. And then that when you're writing his dialogue. So I've gotten that far. As far as, the movie I'm trying to write right now, is all I've gotten is I have a basic idea, characters, and right now I'm just writing out who I think they are.
You have the most important part though, because I've seen so many movies, and I mean I own literally thousands of movies. And it's not just horror. I'm a movie buff, period.
Yeah.
I like everything from Gone with the Wind to literally Brokeback Mountain. Like,
Yeah.
The one movie no man will admit to liking. I'm like, that was a really fucking good movie.
Right.
The Notebook, great movie.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I didn't cry at the end.
Great movie.
But it was a great movie. And I want the house. I'm kind of jealous. Like,
And
I want to build
I think that
house.
movie was marketed wrong. I think that was the problem. It was marketed as a women's movie.
Yeah, I don't think
But
it was.
you've got comedy, you've got war, you've got action, you've got love, you've got every genre in that one movie.
You do, and that, oh man, what was the name? There was one movie, Brett, Legends of the Fall.
Yeah.
Another one of those movies.
Yeah,
like
that was a good one,
So
man.
good, but yeah, you can have the world's greatest movie, but if nobody gives a shit about your characters, nobody's going to give a shit about your movie.
Right.
That's the thing I learned as a kid, because I've been watching horror since, I don't know, I was probably 4 or 5 with my uncle. Like, my Uncle Tim is the one who, if it wasn't for him, my paranormal stuff, my haunted house stuff, my love of horror, even a lot of my love of music, it's all my Uncle Tim. But from watching those movies when I was a kid, I learned one thing, which is every horror movie, since that's kind of our topic tonight, is actually not a horror movie, it's a love story. The horror movie is the love story of the person writing his characters, falling in love with his characters
Right.
when he writes them. Like, even Wes Craven, when he wrote Freddy Krueger, he loves that character, and you can see it in the way that it's portrayed.
Right.
And then you get an actor like Robert Englund, who also loves that character, and you see every ounce of him that goes into it.
Yeah.
Like, if you can develop your characters, man, you can write a movie.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you're a hell of a smart guy, dude. I have no doubt that you can write some really different and creative and interesting characters that people are either going to love or hate.
That's
Although
awesome.
you're a pretty lovable guy, I can't really see you writing characters people are going to hate. But I don't know. Just make him shave his beard off halfway through the movie when he's getting ready to be in another movie.
Then everybody will
And
hate
then
him.
maybe people. I don't know.
That's funny.
Most terrifying day of my life on Facebook. Doug,
Let's
have you
talk-
been on Facebook? Aaron shaved his fucking beard.
Yeah, I did. I looked like a fucking alien. I could have been cast in any alien movie at that point.
Actually,
or
I
like
was-
a remake of Powder. I could have been in a remake of Powder at that point in time.
Yes. Or if they'd have redone Mary Poppins, you could have been one of the kids. Like, it was creepy. It was creepy, but it was good.
My children screamed. It was scary. I mean, it could have been a horror movie remake. Well, let's go into Rockabilly Blood, man. Like, how did all that start?
Well, that one was...
I mean, how'd you go from wrestling career to Rockabilly?
Well, my first love has always been entertainment. Like, I was in music, and I managed bands, and I was a tour manager. I've been all over the country with bands. Like, so I've always loved entertaining. Not necessarily... I never wanted to be the person in the spotlight, but I always wanted to be that guy behind the scenes that put people in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Like, I had that subtle satisfaction of knowing that, you know, these people are making this crowd happy, and I kind of have something to do with that. So I always liked that. And Doug and I had that in common.
Which I kind of feel you. You'd rather be the person creating the art than the person bringing the art to life.
Yes. Well, actually, I want to bring it to life.
Well, no,
But I don't
understand,
need to
but-
be in the forefront of it.
Right.
Like, even, I mean, you've seen Hell. I had 5 character parts in that.
You're right.
I was even the killer for, like, 4 scenes because our killer was unavailable, so, which sucked because if I was a killer, like, it's been my dream since I was a kid, I want to envelop and create my own character to kill from,
Right.
and I had to mimic what somebody else had already done. It was such a bummer, but sorry, I digress. But music is actually what brought Doug and I together. We met the band Enraged that I used to work with. I managed them for
I know they are.
years.
I
Yeah,
know
they were an amazing band. I am still sad to this day that they decided to part ways because they were so talented. But Doug and I met because of that band. He had a friend that came and followed the band, brought him out a couple times. He became a fan. We became friends. And then I ran into him years later at Horror Hound. And we both always had a love of, you know, all things entertaining. Like, Doug is actually a minister when he's not a Christian minister. He does, I forget the name of his character, but he does, like, horror-themed weddings.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
he marries people. So
Nice.
Doug likes to be in the spotlight, and he loves to entertain. So we started talking about it, and we were talking about just standing at a Horror Hound booth. Hadn't seen each other in years. He had a booth with a coffin thing he used to do where he built coffins, and people just get their pictures in a coffin at Horror Hound. But we were just talking about, he was talking about some of these horrible movies that he'd been seeing at the convention. No offense to anybody who used to put the movies in conventions, because I think they're all brilliant, except for the ones that suck, which is a lot of them. But we were talking about, you know, all those B horror movies and some of the stuff that we'd seen, like, at the early Horror Hound film screenings. And he was like, dude, I can do better than that. And I was like, a lot of people say they can do better, but you got to prove it. Next thing I know, he had a treatment for Hell Doesn't Have Time to Raise Babies.
Yeah.
And we were sitting at a table at Fridays in Kenwood, going over the script, adding characters, deleting characters, writing up kills, and putting a script together.
Right.
And we had a script, and we decided we were going to make it.
Yeah.
That's literally how it all started. Ironically, I've told that story about 5,000 times, but only to like 3 people. So you guys make people 4 and 5 that have heard it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
So don't worry, you'll hear it from me about 4,000 or 5,000 more times. It makes me feel like I'm doing something to tell people. But yeah, that's how it all started. And then after we finished the first one with like literally, I think it was less than $1,700 from start to finish, including equipment and printing the DVDs.
Really?
And selling them, which we've sold all the ones we printed now.
Yeah.
I get requests for it every once in a while. I get an email notification from Amazon that somebody wants to buy my movie, and I'm like, we don't have any more of those.
Yeah.
Well, why would we?
Well, from now on, next time, with Lights Out, you come to me for design and printing of the DVDs. I've done them before. Actually, I've designed and printed DVDs.
Oh, I didn't know you could
sold
do
in
printing.
Walmart.
I didn't know. Well, I knew you had a design on the shelves in Walmart.
Yeah.
We'll have to split that between you and Justin, though, because Justin's been on board since the beginning.
Oh, that's fine. That's
if
fine.
you guys work together,
And see, and
that could be crazy.
That's what Slaughterhouse is. Because this is all horror. Let's talk about our sponsors more, because we may or may not be involved. But there's 4 guys involved with this shit. And it's all for just different perspectives, different directions, different outlooks, different,
What's
Yeah.
And he's gonna be more of the like hands-on stuff, like I'm gonna be more of the t-shirt guy, doing t-shirt designs.
and he's going to do more of the work?
He's gonna be doing more like shit with bones and teeth and blood and shit. Like it's gonna be like actual really like the novelty and like the cool ass fucking hands-on shit.
That sounds interesting though, because I didn't know. So you're going to do more than just T-shirts.
Yes.
Well, okay.
This literally kind of just launched today.
Well, granted, it's your sponsor and it just launched today, but me, as a potential consumer, I am curious to hear more about it. So fill me in and you can let the audience just go along with it.
Well, definitely gonna have a lot of.
Well, you scored him on the teeth shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cut your teeth on me, sir.
Right.
Wait, no. Wait, yes. No. Yes.
So I've been looking into like more like the arts and crafts side of it. Like I used to in my free time I would carve Barbies, to look like zombies, things like that. So I'm gonna go more along that line.
So not as creepy as that started out to sound, though.
Well, I'm gonna also make jewelry out of teeth and bones.
Oh, okay.
Real teeth and bones.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty rad.
I think that's pretty incredible. Because, I mean, all the conventions I do, that's not something you see. You see a lot of, like this. You've got a beautiful thing on the table here.
Yeah, right.
You see a lot of stuff like that. But you
Yeah.
never see, like, jewelry made out of teeth and bones.
Yeah.
That's
And like
awesome.
I wanted to make paintings with my blood, but I was told that I might not be able to do that for health reasons.
There are legal things that might stop you.
So nothing you buy from us won't have human blood in it. It might have human other things in it though.
Excrement?
Yeah, probably.
It's harder
yeah.
to catch disease
Yeah,
that way.
right.
I'm just throwing it out there. Babies go sucking on your T-shirts and it's just got some poo on it. It's nothing different than every other day for a baby.
Right.
Yeah, blood's a different story. I just took that really
Just
dark.
there's
I'm so
some blood
sorry.
everywhere.
I mean, we got 4 guys involved with this. Who are, him and I are 2 of the 4. We're all big, pretty horror movie fans.
Wait, did you say you're all big and pretty?
That's what I said.
We are all big and pretty.
Big
Second
and pretty.
that. You guys are beautiful.
But we all have different backgrounds in art.
Yeah.
And, I'm more of the online design kind of guy, the digital design kind of guy. He's more of the hands-on crafts kind of guy. We got the other guy who's more of the print and design kind of guy. And the other guy, I think, is just more of the horror movie kind of guy.
Yeah. He's,
I don't know his actual
he's
art
like
background.
the hype man.
He's the hype man.
Yeah.
So I think between the 4 of us, we can pull out some pretty interesting fucking shit.
I think that sounds awesome because whenever you take 4 creative people and put them in any room, something cool is going to happen.
Right.
Or a fist fight. It's one or the other. But either way, it's cool.
And it could go either way.
As long as nobody shoves them in the street and try and run them
all
over.
4 of us are in the Unshaven Misfits, so we've already been stuck in a room we haven't fought already.
Right, yeah. It's been pretty good so
I think we'll be all right.
I think you're doing good then.
Yeah, little tissy fits.
And if
but
it
not
does
too
happen,
bad.
I mean, sometimes that just spurs on some artistic stuff.
Yeah.
You know what our thing should be?
Huh.
Everything we should drop a beer tier onto it.
A beer tier?
It's a little better than blood. I think we could get away with that.
I think you could. But some of the people at the Horror Hound after party might literally try to wring your shirts out if they run out of alcohol. So just be aware of that.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
I'm excited about it though.
I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome.
So, it's something to do. Keep my mind occupied.
Yeah, keep. We're gonna go in the action talks, but you're a non-drinker. He's a recent non-drinker.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
How many days you in?
74.
74.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Doing it right, I guess.
You're doing it good. You're doing a good thing, man.
I'm still totally an alcoholic. I still got that mindset and shit though. Like I'm still like.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna
Fuck
be a while.
everybody hates me type. Like someone pulls in front of me. Definitely give me enough space, but they don't use a blinker. I'm screaming and cussing at them and shit. But I'm getting there. It's slow and steady, I guess.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never drank my whole life.
Yeah.
And I still do that, so that part might not
Right.
go
Oh,
away.
okay. That might just be human nature then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That could just be our hatred of idiots.
Yeah. We'll chalk that one up to.
Yes, use your
fucking
turn
nature.
signals, people.
Right. Yeah. Basically, that's what we're getting to. Use your fucking turn signal.
Yes, and please spade and neuter.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. We're gonna wrap this up. We got telling the truths to go through real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we gotta tell them how that works.
Telling the truths. Now that you don't know, is I'm gonna read off 3 articles, 3 news articles.
All right.
2 are real, 1's fake.
Okay.
You got to help figure out or figure out, determine your own answer, whatever, which one is the fake one.
Okay. I think I got this.
Online helps also. We don't normally wait for them because there's like a 5-minute delay.
Yeah, because Facebook is on a delay for some fucking reason.
Well, that's because
All
it's Facebook Live 5 minutes ago.
Right. Facebook kind of live.
Facebook
All right.
Live-ish.
Live-ish.
Wendy's worker arrested for putting vaginal discharge on woman's burger.
I'm
See,
already throwing out that that's true.
Yeah, and I hate this kind of shit because I always think about it when I go to
Maryland.
drive-thrus.
Lakeisha Hunter was arrested and led away and handcuffed after arguing with a customer, Lachey Jones, over their child's father not coming to see her baby.
That's totally true.
Ms. Hunter then went to the back of the restaurant and used discharge from her vagina in place of mayonnaise on Lachey's Bacon Cheeseburger Deluxe.
I'm buying that one.
They did get a little specific with it, though. Sometimes if they get a little too specific.
Michael Bay reveals plans for 14 more Transformer movies.
Shit, I believe that too,
Are you tired of the
unfortunately.
Transformers franchise yet? If you aren't, Paramount is going to make sure that you are finally before they stop making these movies. Michael Bay, who's directed every Transformer movie so far, is planning on departing from the franchise after the upcoming Transformers The Last Night recently confirmed that the studio has 14 different Transformers movies in some stage of development. Yes, 14 of them. Not to say that all these movies would definitely get made, but they're just waiting to be made.
Now, was there anything in that article that said we were going to see Starscream that looked like the 1980s cartoon?
Right.
Because if so, then that one's fake.
Yeah.
They won't give us what we want.
No.
Hamilton police, and Hamilton is not the city of Hamilton. This is like somewhere in Canada. It's like
Hamilton, Ontario.
Ontario. Hamilton police ask public to remain calm after $45,000 lettuce heist. Police are using a few puns to bring in the attention of a large lettuce theft in Hamilton and released Tuesday. They asked the public to remain calm after the heist. They said, "Let us all come together."
You don't hear about many agricultural heists.
No, but they are Canadians. I
Yeah,
buy that story
right.
too.
Well, now I'm trying to think, like, does Canada have that much fucking lettuce?
I did a great
Like-
job of fucking making sure you can't figure out which one this was.
I wish I knew, like, what climate and how lettuce was grown, so I would know if Canada could grow that much fucking lettuce.
Well, if not, they can import it from Burger King. I mean, all the
Yeah.
stuff I get from Burger King is always brown, so the
Right.
green stuff's going somewhere.
right.
Is that real lettuce? Because it's always those little
That's-
pieces. It's just
You
not
get
right.
you get the green shit on the black market.
It's, yeah. You got to pay good money for real lettuce.
Fucking Silk Road green lettuce.
Oh,
Man, I don't know, dude.
I did a good job at just fucking hiding because you guys always guess mine. Every time I fucking do this, you guys guess mine right away.
The secretions on the hamburger. That's got to be true. I mean, that was.
That's one of those things that's so unbelievable that
Yeah.
you know it's true. It's like when somebody lies and they go oh so over the top with it, and you're like, that's fucking. I don't know. Nobody would ever lie that bad.
But they went into detail on the hamburger. That's what's throwing me off.
But did they go into detail, or did fuck it go into detail?
Right. Yeah. So-
That's the question. Did you
Yeah.
read word for word on those, or did you?
We've all been known not to read word for
Yeah.
word.
Okay.
Because see, I fucked up and I did that with one, and they caught it because I got too detailed.
He got too detailed. One time I was like,
Yeah.
what
like,
the fuck?
Like I wrote my own fucking news article, pretty much. Oh man, I don't know. I have to say, I think that's true.
Which one's the false one? That's what we're looking for.
Dude,
Two,
I
there's
wanna
two
s-
true.
I
one
know.
false.
I want to say lettuce is false, but
I
still-
think lettuce is true. That
Yeah.
sounds like something those Canadian yays would do.
what was the middle one?
God damn, I threw it.
Do you remember what the middle one was?
No,
Because
because
the
the little one we
I mean,
bought
you got
too,
me. You got me at jizz and lettuce. I mean, that's my life. Right?
And we're done, folks.
Right.
That's how we end shows here.
14 more Transformer movies.
Oh yeah. That. See,
That's true too, though.
yeah.
That's the hard one.
I'm gonna stick with lettuce. I'm saying lettuce is false.
I'm going. Oh man, that's so tough because I can totally see them wanting to do that because of how much those Transformers movies gross.
yeah.
No matter how fucking bad they are.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mark Wahlberg, if you're listening, please don't shoot me. I don't. I'm going to say the lettuce is true, and I don't want to match your answers, so I'm going to go completely different. I'm going to say Transformers is also true.
Yeah.
So you think Wendy's vagina is false?
Yep.
And you
I think
which
the
one's-
lettuce is false.
Well, I know Wendy's vagina happens because through
Oh,
my
yeah.
day job, I've had to see shit like that happen in the past. But yeah, I think in this instance, I think that's the false one.
I'll fucking take it because you didn't get it right. Wendy's vagina is false.
Really?
Oh my god!
Because of the fucking.
But it
hamburger.
seems so true.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, I know.
it seems so fucking true.
But I was
Yeah.
gonna go get a junior
And
bacon.
that's why I
on the
took
way
it,
home.
'cause I-
Not anymore.
No.
That is why I fucking took it because I was like, this seems realistic as fuck.
That was the problem. The Wendy's one, it had me, and it was between that and Transformers. But
Fuck, I can't.
Damn,
believe they're
Michael
trying to
Bay,
do
it's-
14 more of those some bitches.
oh
Yeah.
god,
Dude.
Michael Bay's done after this one.
Yeah.
But he announced that the studio already has a team of writers for 14 more of them. They're going to keep going until the money stops coming in.
They
well, you know
fucked-
what? Maybe we'll be better once Michael Bay's out. I love Michael
Yeah.
Bay. He's amazing. But the Transformers movies, other than the first
I
one,
love Michael Propaganda Bay.
maybe, maybe if they got
No,
into,
he
like,
makes good movies, not going to lie.
Beast Wars, that would be a cool little
they can do that.
Transformers tangent to go off on because they fucked the Dinobots up.
Well, they fucked the Dinobots up. They fucked the Constructicons up.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell was that thing they called Devastator?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
that was they didn't even call it Devastator, but that's what it was supposed to be. Like
yeah.
I want the Starscream, the whiny little bitch Starscream
Right, yeah.
that I knew and loved as a child.
Yeah.
And I want to see Megatron treat him like his redheaded stepchild, because that's what I grew up with.
I'd like a good He-Man movie. I mean,
That's coming.
Masters of the Universe was all right, like for the time.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but
The
like,
Skeletor in that movie was so
Yeah.
bad.
I remember liking it when I was a little kid. That little fucking flute thing. You know what I'm talking about? The like ocarina
Yeah.
or something.
That little fuzzy dude played it, whatever his name was.
Warlock.
Schmogel or Ogle
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, that was bad. They're making a new He-Man movie.
They need to. I hope it turns out good.
I just hope they cast a bunch of Arnold Schwarzenegger wannabes because they all need to run like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was a kid and I played with them, I mean, getting a He-Man figure to drop kick somebody was an absolute nightmare. Their legs just didn't go that way.
Yeah.
But if you want to put a thumb in an eye, every one of them was set up and ready to go.
They'll CGI the shit out of it, which
CGI's
So
getting
they
better
wouldn't
and
be a
better,
bad-
though.
it
It's
wouldn't
getting
be a
better.
bad
It's
thing.
getting harder and harder to recognize.
but like fucking
really is.
CGI Freddy CGI, dude, I didn't like that.
No, or what's the other one they just did? That the one that takes place in space with oh man, I love the guy and I can't remember his name right now. He was in Jurassic Park and
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You remember the name of that movie?
No, I know what you're talking about. Is it Alone?
It's him and no, it's
Him and it's just him and a girl, right?
yeah, him and the Hunger
Yeah.
Games girl. They wake up
Yeah.
way early. They're
Right.
supposed to be asleep for like 70 more years, but
Yeah.
that was actually, it was a really good movie. It had some good stuff in it, but the CGI blew that movie. Every
Right.
shot of the spaceship, Battlestar Galactica from 1980
Did better
looks
job.
better.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was the worst. That was the worst constructed spaceships in history.
Yeah.
Even though I love that show.
That's why, like, I'm big on like models still being used. Like, I like models. I like horror movies where they still use the big prop monsters. Like,
Oh, I agree.
yeah,
That's why I'm such a fan of Star Wars. Like, they actually built a
Right.
life-size Millennium Falcon
Yeah.
that's in the next 3 movies.
yeah,
I mean, no Han Solo to fly it, but
right,
you know, there's still fan conspiracy theories that he didn't die.
yeah. But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of using big props, big models.
And he's
Just-
back.
Back.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the last topic of the night before we shut out. The Cincinnati piece of shit of the week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Generally, this is reserved for heroin overdoses with kids, and that's our sore subject around here. If there's
Yeah.
anytime there's like, you know.
And
It's
no,
like-
that's a sore subject with me, too.
Yeah, the heroin just really drives me nuts. I'm actually going to re-hit one that we hit last week with our guest Gary, because they released the fucking names. The dude that was killed in Walnut Hills.
The guy that hit the kid?
They hit the kid, and then he was later killed. Our guest Gary last week, that was one of his really good friends. The dude that was killed. He worked with them. There was not much information released at that time. Nobody knew who it was. But they are looking for shitty fucking names. Jamal Killings and Dante Barber.
Jamal Killings turned himself in this morning.
He
And
did. That he did.
I heard tonight on the radio that he's not guilty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
really?
I'm not. That came off 700 WLW, like listening to the beginning of the Reds game.
Uh-huh.
So I don't
Yeah.
know where that came from or what the context was. But yeah, I basically heard that he's not guilty. He wasn't the voice on the phone. I could be inaccurate. Maybe somebody will correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, it doesn't matter. That was a tragedy.
Yeah.
That was horrible. The
If
guy
it's
got
not,
out
we
of the car to help
apologize,
the
but
child.
we're big on throwing. We like when we do Cincinnati Peach of the Week. We're big on throwing names out there. We like having names. If it's not, I apologize, but that's the names I came up with today. The other one, we don't always have two, but mom found. Let's go back to the beginning here. Sorry. A mother was charged after police pulled her over and they found heroin, crack, and prescription pills on her with her 3 children. Carrie Fellinger was stopped by an officer on Reading Road. Court documents say these drugs were prepared for sale.
With the
They were
kids in the
all-
car.
Doing some drug deals
They had
with the
three-
kids.
3 kids in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's unexcusable.
No, it sounds like you've got
Unexcusable.
3 good piece of shits of the week.
All right.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
I want to go back. I should say it again.
And I mean, the father in that situation, I don't condone what happened to that guy.
Carrie Fellinger is her name.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
If I was that
He's a
father and
fucking
somebody
shit.
hit my kid, you don't know what you're going to do in that
Right.
situation.
Yeah. I get that.
But the other guy got out of the car to help.
right.
He got out of the car to check
begging
on
for
the child
mercy while they're shooting him.
multiple times. Yeah, that was absolutely the state of what this nation is coming to.
Right.
Is absolutely ridiculous right
Yeah.
now. Not to go off on a whole nother topic.
No, what we even talked about last week was, I'm a father. If a car hit my child and really just like, if it didn't just bruise my child, but like really fucked up my kid or damn near killed my kid or killed my kid, I could almost justify killing someone in a fit of anger, insanity, anything. Just like, my kid just died before my eyes. I could just, oh my God, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I don't care if it was an accident or not, whatever. But the kid wasn't injured. The kid was released from the hospital 2 hours later. It was like no big deal. Like the kid was barely bruised.
Well, and in this instance, it's not like the guy was driving reckless. The kid ran out, darted out in front of his vehicle.
Well, and I want to say, I don't even think he ran into the front. I think he ran into the
side of the vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means basically it's not the driver's fault.
Ran into it, but like, I would think that as a father, if my kid was hit, before I sought revenge on somebody,
I'd want to make sure my kid was okay.
Yeah, I would get my kid help. Like, that's the part that I don't understand.
But shit like this makes national news and huge headline news for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
I don't know, in my own neighborhood, growing up, and I'm not playing the race car, I'm not putting race into this at all, but walking on the street one day, and the ice cream truck was there, a bunch of kids around. Kid came out, got his ice cream, ran right across the street in front of the ice cream truck, and got plowed by a car. Plowed.
Yeah.
Ice cream all over the windshield. I watched it happen. Nothing. I mean, shit happens. It was an accident. This day and age, that would have made headline news.
Well, yeah, and the problem is now the media is actually the biggest problem that you've seen. You saw the racism video I did, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so you know exactly where I stand on that. That was a great video.
Well, thank you.
Great video. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Believe it or not, I got called a racist multiple times for that video.
For making a video about it?
For making a video about how racism is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
because you're white and we have privilege.
Exactly.
We do, though.
Yeah, we do. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we do. But it doesn't mean the mindset should be this way. But that stereotypical mindset is now expanding beyond racism.
Right.
I mean, the thing that struck me so much about that is you've heard the 911 call, right?
Yeah.
Where the guy was over the top of the kid, and he's like, you don't have to worry about it. We got him. We killed him. We killed him. What the hell is that teaching the youth of our country?
Yeah.
Some accident happened, but we killed him for you, so you can feel better about your bumps and bruises. Like, not that I'm not empathetic. Even if the kid ran into the road and it was the kid's fault, kids are going to be kids.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It might have been the kid's fault, but it's not the kid's fault. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Should he have looked both ways? Yeah.
But who was,
But it's not
who
his
was monitoring
fault.
the kid too? That all
That's
that shit
the other
comes into
thing.
play.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that goes into this.
Right.
And the mindset that for any small mistake that is made, a life can be taken. Life is the most precious thing in the universe.
Right.
There is nothing that gives someone the right to take someone else's life. I mean,
exactly.
There are extenuating. I'm not going to lie. If someone raped one of my nieces, I would not hesitate. I would kill somebody, and I would go to jail, and I would probably feel slightly guilty about my action, but it would still be wrong that I did it, even though I know full well what would happen if something ever like that. And God, I hate even saying something like that.
Well, I've thought about that shit with my daughters. Like, if something was to happen to them, I would damn well go to jail.
Yeah, but even thinking that in the moment, like, it's still not the right answer.
Right.
And the only reason I said that is to prove that I'm as guilty of it as the next person.
Yeah.
But the fact that somebody can a situation like that, and somebody can just walk up and unload a clip and then reload and unload another clip into a man who did not intentionally hit the kid.
And
stopped to make sure the kid was okay.
Right.
Like, and the worst part was on 700 WLW the other day. And I'll admit it, I listen to 700 a lot. Just because I don't always feel like searching through the iPod shuffle. And I've heard every song on my iPod 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to hear what's going on in the world, especially now, because if we don't keep up, we're going to be the next one to get shot.
Right.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. No secret. We're all old.
I didn't want to say anything. But yes. Yes, I am in
Our
fact
age does come into
WLW
play.
old. But on WLW, it was Scott, morning guy.
Yeah, Scott Sloan.
Scott Sloan.
Yeah.
I believe what his actual quote was that's why in today's day and age, if you hit a kid, you can't stop.
Right.
That went out over the airwaves.
That's
like,
what I
who
was
doesn't
gonna-
stop if they hit a kid?
That's what I was going to say, because now you're going to get into a situation where, let's say something like that did happen. Should I stop, or should I keep, should I just drive straight to a police station, or?
That's the see. I guarantee you, if on my way out here today, a kid runs out in front of my car, which I hope won't happen because it's dark out, and I'm
Right.
not going to see him. I'll just be, "Whoa, is that a speed bump?"
Right.
I'm totally kidding. I would drive faster. No,
My eyebrows raised. I was like, what the fuck?
he pulled a rock on me.
Yeah.
He went to rock. Dwayne Johnson across from me. But even knowing there was a chance that I might get shot for stopping, I would stop because I would want to know that kid's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
And I would just expect that in the what should be civilized day and age that we live in, that somebody's not going to pull a gun on me for trying to do the good thing in a bad situation.
Right.
Right.
But it's getting out of hand. We need to go back to this ticket of, spikes and, fuck it, for, president, vice president. I think we could fix some of this stuff. I really
It
do.
did go in for a short period of time, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was only a few days, but I think we had a polling. We had like 3 likes, which means we had 3 voters. We need to work to our
We
constituents.
could have been on the ballot.
Well, honestly, with 3 voters, we might have done better than half the ballot.
Right,
did. I mean,
right.
it's not a bad thing, but yeah, the world's a scary place, man.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys had me here tonight, so I could get away from this scary place a little while and actually have some fun and talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
some important,
definitely, man.
good
Definitely.
things.
Yeah, with that said, it's about time to wrap up. We went on a little late, so we gave you a little late. But we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, hey, it was a pleasure having you, man.
It was an absolute pleasure having
Yeah.
you too. I can't.
There it
Around
is.
the microphone handshakes.
Yeah.
Aaron, just
That was
over the
good.
laptop. That's like way easier. It
I got
felt
a
like we
lot
didn't
of-
have to work for
I've
it.
got a lot of shit to look up tonight on Facebook, local studios and shit.
Oh, there's a lot
Yeah.
of them out there, man. There's a lot of them out there. You want me to rename them again? Or you got this?
Yeah, I'll go back and listen.
You go back and listen. For the people who don't go back and listen.
Right.
It's Team Necro out of Columbus, Ohio. Studio 605 out of Cincinnati. And don't forget about RBP Films, Rockabilly Blood Productions out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Definitely. And look up shrags.com.
Oh, yeah.
SlaughterhouseShrags.com. And don't forget, you can hear our studio version of the podcast on www.unshavenmodcast.com. The next day at iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, Mixler, anywhere you want to listen to it,
Yeah.
really.
It's out there.
It's out there. Just search it. Google it. You'll find it.
Now, is it weird that since I don't like to hear my own voice, I'm going to download it and then cut every section of me speaking
Hey.
out so it'll just be YouTube?
I still struggle with hearing my own voice.
Yeah.
Every day I'll listen to the day after.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? I sound like a redneck.
I didn't want to say anything, man, but I was struggling hearing your voice too, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't sound like a redneck.
Yeah,
you
you
sound
should-
like a well-educated gentleman with a very long beard that weighs down your chin.
You should have to deal with it every week.
It does. Yeah, definitely. But, all right, everybody. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
for tuning in. Everybody can
Fuck
off and die.
I'm not going to say that, but you guys have a good night. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.